Bennington Show. I'm Ron Bennington. There's Gail Bennington.
Yo.
And I'm Ron Bennington. Started off a little local got. Everclear is one of those bands that when they disappeared, they just disappeared.
Yeah, it was like they had like...
They string of hits.
Yeah, it wasn't like a one-hit wonder situation. No. They had like a good 3-4 kind of top chart.
Big radio hits.
Yeah. And then they just went away. Like, what happened? Why did we not stick with Everclear?
I don't know. There was something about his attitude that people didn't like. And apparently he was older than he said he was or something. I don't know. I just remember, and then you just got the real point that they were trying to write hits instead of, there's a hit on this album.
Well, that was...
people always hate.
That was the first song of theirs I heard because it was on the Romeo and Juliet soundtrack. Yeah. And I remember when I finally saw the band, I was like, he's a bit older than I thought because he has that kind of young punk rock voice that makes him sound like...
He was like wearing suits and shit like they were Reservoir Dogs, and the next thing you know, they're singing about Santa Monica and the whole, Is Connor in today?
Yes.
Connor, why have we've ignored Portland as a GPS? I'm very surprised by us on this. It seems like Portland should have been taken care of by now.
I assumed that Portland was already done before I got here.
Never assume.
I made an ass of you and me, didn't I?
Just you. Just because I knew for a fact it wasn't.
Well, it's going on the list.
Yeah. And what else? We were talking Tulsa. We wanted to get into a little Tulsa.
Right now we're doing Ireland next.
Yeah.
Then Boston. Then Tulsa, which I was just looking up.
And now Portland.
And now Portland.
And I also want to do Olympia, Washington for the Riot Girl scene.
Yeah.
That is also on the list.
Okay, it seems like the list should be really, really long. All right, that's all good. Let's just stack up the GPSs. Just stack them up like we're at O'Hare, And we'll just land in GPSs one after another.
Boom, boom. You want a GPS? You got a GPS.
I want to also do America.
Oh, the whole country?
We've never done any of our friends from Canada. There could be, quite a few.
Oh, definitely.
I don't know why the
tragically hip.
I mean, I know we go out of our way to act like we got to secure the northern border. We're putting up a wall to keep those people out.
I know. They're taking our jobs.
They're not only taking our jobs, they're working harder than us, which I hate.
Oh, I hate that. They make us look like chumps.
Yeah, because we like to work at a nice, slow pace in this country.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So that's all the GPS is taken care of. Vito, I'm going to give you some shit because I've got to hear about this big dummy all fucking year. And now that he's hitting home runs, and I don't know where he's playing, somewhere in South Carolina.
Oh, the Messiah?
Yeah, it's Tebow. You don't bring him up at all. You went from being obsessed and wearing a stupid shirt in the off season to every time I turn around, it seems like he's hitting another dinger, and I get nothing out of you.
Well, you guys, every time I brought him up, you guys got so mad at me that I just...
Because you were bringing him up for nothing.
But now he's the home run king of the minors, it looks like.
Well, he's hit 2. But what do I got to do to get your focus back in the game?
I could
suspend you for 3 days. Is that it?
Don't suspend me for 3 days.
You know what? You're not going to Austin with us.
No.
Maybe that'll give you a chance to sit down while we're going and kind of recalibrate your life and your job.
Don't do that to me.
And when we come back, we want all the Tebow stats.
No, I don't want to stay.
Unless I'm already bored with it, and then I'll just say shut up about Tebow.
Don't make me stay and just cover Tebow.
Why not?
Austin.
No, I don't want you to go to Austin like a vacation, because that's how you go to Montreal. This is a working trip, not a vacation trip.
I mean, there's no chocolate favors there, so it's going to be less vacationing.
Yes, there's no fucking food in Austin.
No, I mean, there's other food. I mean, I'll like write about my barbecue experience there.
You'll write about it?
Yeah.
What the fuck is this, a book that we're doing?
Journal.
Oh my God, you're not going.
No, don't do that.
I'm not fucking around just because he said I'll blog about this like it's a joke.
I really don't write it down.
Say there's somebody from Opie's show who would rather change places and you could go work with Opie. No, you know what? Change that to Jim. I want you getting up in the morning. Sam and Jim. I don't want to hurt Sam's feelings.
Gotcha. Stop writing.
It's done. Now I'm going to circle it.
Once Chris circles it, then you're done for.
Well, I didn't know that you circled it.
Yes.
Good. I'm glad.
Fuck.
To draw my attention to those particular words.
Usually what he did is he writes down the word, he circles it, and then he throws away that note. that he wrote.
Yeah. Good. You know what? Keep writing it down.
You know why? Because he makes me think that he's working by doing it.
I also
All right, now you got, see, Vito, this is the thing. Now you got Chris in trouble.
Oh,
now you brought up Chris's bullshit.
See what happens, Ron? See what happens when he doesn't bring up Tebow?
By the way, that notebook, I want you to start writing poetry in it too. I just watched this movie Patterson, the new Jim Jarmusch. And I thought of Chris. I thought, like, Chris could start writing poetry for us.
You do have a way with words.
I mean, we didn't think you were going to be dater boy, and you had a very short blast of excitement there of your dating life.
Well, I'm stuck in this rut with this girl who got bronchitis. And she has like hairy armpits, and I don't like that. I can't. When
are you going to take some control in your life?
Yeah.
When are you the beta boy? That's not the way you were. You were dater boy, not beta boy.
Then also, I matched and met up with some chick on Saturday, but nothing happened.
I was doing a little crowd work and heard about this. Well, first of all, this girl was so attractive that was with I'm going to just say a fucking hump and get it over with. And they met on The League. The League.
The League?
Yeah.
I've never even heard of The League.
I didn't. See? You guys are behind the times. Me, I'm out there in the fucking streets, all right?
You're in the league.
You're using the weekends to read novels. Not me. I'm out in the social internet world. Socialing it up. The League doesn't fuck around, they say. Doesn't fucking play a bunch of swiping games. You give them a bunch of information, hates, likes, and they find somebody perfect for you.
Holy shit, I gotta get in this fucking league.
And there's no swiping. It's just like, hey, here's our suggestion.
Yeah, I'm not sure. That's more than I might even be wrong by as far as into it I went. I'm just going what I think I heard. But they are in a serious, loving relationship. And like I said, this guy never would have gotten this fucking broad. Right. Ever.
They never would have had a conversation. He would have saw her at a bar probably.
See, here's what I said, because I did, took it from a Tinder angle. I'm like, I totally dig what you saw in her. But ma'am, why are you with this fucking guy? Right? And she said the League fucking said that he would be perfect for her, and it was. Right? Which is fucking mind-blowing. Like, she doesn't have to do any thinking or leave it to the physicality of it.
She just believes the League.
The League fucking knows. All right? They know what's going down.
In League, she trusts.
You guys might be taking this League thing a little more important. I'm just saying this. She found her Mr. Right, through the computer. The computer is smarter than human beings.
Right.
No one's going to have jobs in another couple of years.
No, none of us.
No, they'll just be a computer talking to people about things. I don't know whether you saw this online, but can't believe that Bannon got a fucking new haircut. You know what I mean? The computer's going to say things that people are like, what? Really? Turn this up. I'm going to fucking hear this.
I wonder how Chris would do on the League, because from what I can see, it seems like people are just swiping right on your looks. You know, I mean, that's your strong suit.
Thank you.
Is your personality.
Well, but he also put a picture of young Jackie Gleason there that people that are young might not understand that isn't him.
Not one woman has ever brought up the Jackie Gleason thing. One asked who that is. That's it. One asked who that was. I was like, that's Jackie Gleason. Miss.
Oh my goodness. You see, the thing is, right?
That name.
All the things that we see about Chris that are so repelling.
Yeah.
Somebody might really fucking dig, and the League will figure that out.
Yeah. And
now they'll get instead of going like, oh, this girl has hairy armpits and she gets bronchitis. They're going to give him a healthy, well-shorn girl that fits him, right? But beyond that, fits his personality. You know what I mean?
Right. Someone he could actually have a conversation with and get beyond just a couple of cheap thugs.
Right. Now, Chris, how long have I known you now?
9, almost 10 years.
All right, 9 years. Let's just say 9. Try to sound younger.
Okay, cool.
I have never once thought to myself, oh, I know somebody who'd be perfect for Chris.
Right.
Because it's beyond I'm not a computer brain.
No.
You know what I mean? I'm basically 2 generations out of the trees. Okay? So a computer could figure out what I think is just an unsolvable problem.
Right.
You know, how do you find someone who fits Chris's personality?
Now, Chris, you're kind of an old soul. Would you, if you were on the League, would you trust getting a suggestion from an algorithm based on your preferences.
I would.
First of all, he's already, because he's on Tinder, dating chicks with dicks.
Correct.
There's
So,
no penises.
His fucking, that
There's
you
been
know
a couple.
his trust level is very fucking deep. Once you go on there,
Yeah.
Right.
you know.
Just fucking.
But the thing is, I would think, oh, I found an alcoholic gambling addict. Maybe she'd be perfect to be with Chris. But maybe that's not it.
No.
Maybe it's an alcoholic anti-gambling person. I don't know.
Somebody who brings balance to him.
Oh, could that be?
Yeah.
Is there balance?
More drinking and gambling would be the balance. That's what I want. Someone who does drink and who does the
I want someone
games
to
of
drink.
chance.
Chris, be honest, you do not want to date a girl who drinks more than you and gambles more than you. And you know that's true. That was
If she drinks more than me, that'd be fucking scary.
All right, there's some people that say that the league might not be for Chris. You have to be really honest, and it's somewhat like a gated community, almost like a country club.
interesting.
It's not wide open. Like, hey, want to get my nut off in Austin? Like he's fucking writing right now. I'll be there next week. All right, other people writing to me. Sam is a Vito fan, and they think that he would go for this in a heartbeat.
The league?
No. Wow. Well, see, this is why you can't be on our show. You can't follow a fucking conversation.
I don't want to go. I don't want to stay and not go to Austin with you guys, and I don't want to work for a different show.
So you're saying that you hate Sam. That's what you're saying. If you say that you hate Sam, then I can't make the trade.
I'm not saying I hate Sam.
Okay, then the trade is on.
No, it's not on. If I have to say I hate Sam,
What do you mean
if
I have to say? I just asked you if that would be a problem.
Fine. I hate Sam.
Why would you hate everybody?
Oh
likes
my
Sam.
God.
He's so nice, and he gets you wrestling tickets.
He likes you.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to be traded to another show. This is my show.
That was the worst thing I've ever heard him say.
Wow. I'm gonna write that down. Vito hates Sam.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna circle it.
Should I talk to your mom about it? Should I give Leslie a call and say I think you'd be happier?
What's Leslie
Don't
think?
bring her involved in this.
Well, I just know how you act on the road, and it's childish.
No, I'll be very...
I was in Montreal. I looked over. He's outside a supermarket on one of those little fucking horses that was going up and down. I go, Vito, I need you to do shit. And then he thinks I want him to blog about food. Why would you think anything in your fucking job title? First of all, why anybody would trust you on food? Chris already tells me that your salad choices are just gas.
He knows
ridiculous.
nothing about my salad choices.
Oh, no, I do. I know about all of them because I get to hear you
You've
talk
never
about
eaten
them.
a salad, so you know my salad choices.
But the thing is, he doesn't think you focus on work.
I focus very much on work. And
Chris, I want you to be totally honest right now before I make this trade with Sam.
There's a half-hour conversation every day about salads with Vito. What's that say?
Can we get that down to 9 minutes, Vito?
I mean, I can meet you halfway, maybe 15.
Oh my God.
You're not in a position to be making demands. For the love of God.
But 9 minutes isn't fair because two other people have to talk about their salads.
Why is everyone talking about salads?
We haven't been capped on the amount.
It's 30.
Yes, they don't seem like they annoy Chris.
Well, he just has personal problems with me because I'm friends with everybody and he's not.
Who are you friends with? You just said you hated Sam. The lovable Sam.
That's going to be hard too.
These are sham friendships, Ron.
Who is it that you're such good friends with?
No, I mean, he doesn't, I think he doesn't like that even we get salad together and he doesn't come with us.
No, I just go downstairs, I get a sandwich, I come upstairs, I eat as fast as possible, and then that's my lunch.
Why can't you have a nice salad?
I don't want salad.
He says he's never eaten a salad.
It might be good for you. Digestion.
He could use some roughage.
Tuna fish isn't roughage?
He all he eats is tuna fish and Chipotle.
See, here's the other thing.
So?
It's like, is there any way I could combine these two to make a tuna burrito?
It's not a bad idea.
Now, Vito, I've talked to the girls, and I'm sure they won't miss you at all if I just get them a puppy. Because it's the same fucking thing.
A puppy, Jack!
A big, large puppy.
Oh, I like small dogs. Small pup, like a Yorkie.
So you don't even like Vito. That's what you're saying.
I don't think a puppy would do well in Austin. I'm more helpful than a puppy.
Oh, people love dogs. They'll be beloved in Austin.
I know. We just call it a service animal.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I didn't say it wouldn't be beloved. I'm just saying, as far as worksmanship
And then
goes.
we don't have to hear all that workmanship.
I don't think he'll be doing well as far as workmanship goes.
Yes, I'm here for the workmanship. James, Ohio, what's up?
Hey, man, I just looked up this league thing. There's no way Chris is getting in on this. You have to be approved for it.
Why shouldn't I be approved?
Because you are neither rich nor attractive. It's not going to work out for you, brother.
Give me a fucking break.
I'm telling you, this dude must have been rich then. Because no way that he should have been with this girl.
Because it sounds like somebody maybe would even have to vouch for you, Chris. Like you'd have to get someone in the league.
Yeah, exactly.
Why don't you ask all your friends who dumped you last year?
Fuck that. If I'm not getting in the league, they ain't getting in there.
You know what? I bet if you use one of Zito's friends, you could get in the league.
Oh, I'm sure.
That seems like a league group that he hangs out with. Use the sax player.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
Who does he play for?
He plays for he's Harry Connick Jr., saxophone player.
On the TV show?
On the TV show, yeah.
Great.
I mean, I think that's a good enough reference for the league.
Well, I saw a commercial where Kevin James says he's driving Harry around, and he was very excited about it. That's on tonight, everybody. Set your fucking DVRs or whatever we're called these days. I forget what it's called. What do you call the DVR today? That's just built right into your TV.
I think it's just DVR. It's a DVR.
No, you don't DVR. Come on, dude.
I don't have cable. I don't know. I've never had DVR.
Like if you're just recording something on
Chris has
cable
never
now.
had cable.
I just call it DVR.
Yeah, but it's not a DVR. DVR used to be a separate fucking...
No, TiVo used to be a separate thing.
No, TiVo was inside the TV. A DVR used to be on the outside, right? That you would record with.
Yeah, I don't even know.
Or am I just thinking of a fucking recorder, like a tape recorder?
No, I think DVR.
I've got all my tapes here.
It's a delightful film. I mean, it really is.
Gorillas. You said gorillas, not gorillas. And you know when it gets really weird? It just falls apart when they get to Cuba.
I don't really know
what happened to the fun family vacation. Now we're acting like Marty's a fucking superhero.
I think you should have just played it for him.
He would. I know enough about him. He would end up loving it. I mean, right from when Captain Ron forgets to put the brake on, you know.
Like, how many times do you need to see The Godfather 2?
I know. And look, despite what everyone says, it's not the better Godfather. It's two separate movies. It doesn't even make sense. Like if The Godfather 2 would have came out first, everybody's like, "This is fucking bizarre. This isn't a movie at all." At one point, we're with the father when he was young. Now we're back with the son. Oh, look at the parallels. I put Godfather 2 not only below Captain Ron. I put it below Godfather 3 at this point.
Really?
Trash filmmaking.
I'm just being a contrarian. I'm going to be totally honest right now. I'm being a contrarian. The way Louis was in his stand-up on SNL.
Yeah, he was going for the edginess.
Yeah, he went out there edgy-wise. Hey, it's the Bennington Show. We will be in Austin next week. We gave away all of our tickets, but you can still see us and a bunch of other shows by picking up a badge at the Moon Tower. And we're all excited about all the different shows there are to see.
Yeah, there's tons of great people there. So you can go to austintheater.org to purchase a badge for the Moon Tower Comedy Festival. And I think depending on the badge you get, it gets you into all the shows.
Yeah, it's like an all-access badge where it gets you, there's different tiers. I know the one gets you into all the club shows and all the podcasts.
Very cool.
It's the podcast badge.
And I'm going to be there with a puppy, so I'm really excited.
Yes.
I want a puppy suit.
Do me a favor, Vito. Say hi to Sam and Jem. Tell them that it's nice and early.
It's going to be so awkward when you start working for them and they find out you're taking
I don't want to go with them. I want to stay here. This is my home.
I thought you loved Sam.
I said quite a few minutes ago. The complete opposite of that.
I wrote it down on Vito hates Sam. Look, it's circled.
That's not what's that's stick figure.
You just wasted a thing in your tiny notebook. Well, I would say this is what got me going. So we wanted to have a meeting about everything that everybody's supposed to do this week. Mm-hmm. And so I'm talking to Gail and Chris about it. And I'm like, who needs to be at that meeting? And they brought up everybody but you.
Well, you guys shouldn't have done that.
Well, I said, you never add anything to a meeting. You just sit there. And you know that's true. You try to not say anything in a meeting.
Sometimes.
Right. So I go, why, you could just tell him later. And then I'm not going to say whether Gail or Chris, they would go, well, if he's no good at a meeting, why is he on this team?
That sounds like Chris.
And I go, well, he brings up all the Tebow stuff, and then they go, he hasn't mentioned Tebow since the fucking season started.
That I couldn't argue with.
I mean, yeah.
Gail, why would you bring up the Tebow?
And then everybody was saying, hey, he wore that stupid shirt all fucking winter.
Right.
And now that it's a news story that the New York Times is covering, right? The New York Times thinks Tebow is worth talking about as a minor leaguer. And Vito hasn't followed it all. And then one of them said, maybe he's too busy talking about salads. And I go, what? And then I heard the whole salad story.
I think you know
Well, I
who
know
said
who
that.
that was.
Yeah, that one's pretty clear.
So,
but I will admit, I did say he used to have a T-boner. What happened?
yeah.
I will
I
say.
thought I was
did say
pissing
that.
you guys off, so I was trying to lay off because I didn't want to upset anybody.
You don't even know anything about him. You just said he was the fucking home run king when he's only hit 2. I'm surprised he's hit 2, though. I guess Jesus is really helpful. You know what I mean? I think Jesus was like great.
I think that's enough to make anyone convert.
Did you guys ever see when Tebow was doing the college pregame game day thing?
Yeah,
Whatever,
oh, yeah.
And he would just sit and smile the whole time that he wasn't on.
He was so happy.
He was just the happiest fucking dope, the non-dating dope.
And he's a virgin, right? Like he boasts about that.
I never checked whether he still has his cherry. He may.
All reports
But no.
say that, he's
Yeah,
a
he
virgin.
doesn't. That's because I'm sure he's not allowed to bone guys.
Right.
And then the bottom of his heart, that's what he would love to do, but Jesus is in the way.
Yeah, and Jesus does help his sports career.
If I was on that college pregame show, I go, do you at least jerk off, Tebow? What happens here? Before we get into Oklahoma, and I'm not saying we're going to ignore Oklahoma. We're definitely going to talk about him. But you got to at least jerk off, right?
How do you function otherwise?
Remember when everyone was saying that they were stopping Tebow from praying? That never happened, right? I just remember everyone was just like, they won't even let Tebow pray. I was like, I don't think they ever
First of all, there's
him.
40 black guys out there praying every game that you ignore.
All game long.
No one cares when the black guys get, and I've always hated it to see them at the end of the game praying, because I'm like, what? The game's already over. What are you praying for? And why are you guys friends?
Time is
I
over.
fucking hate the Cowboys. Why are you praying with them? Romo has got a 1-day contract with the Mavericks, and he's going to sit on the bench wearing a uniform and watch the last game of the season.
You should have to play. If you're gonna put that uniform,
Absolutely.
if you're gonna put that uniform on,
Yeah. Well, his clavicle will snap if he...
Or his back.
right in the clavicle.
My clavicle's killing me right now. But he said, I can do that. I did this all last year with the Cowboys. I just put my uniform on and sat here. But does that annoy you?
It annoys the shit out of me. He shouldn't be. I mean, look, I think he left. He pretty much is in disgrace right now.
The problem is, it seems like it's a disgrace that he's even doing this, and the Mavs are doing it for him.
Yeah.
Because this is something that you do with a special needs kid or a sickly kid. You know what I mean? You don't do this with a guy who should be playing for the Broncos.
This is Make-A-Wish?
It seems like it's a Make-A-Wish.
He can afford courtside tickets. I mean, he has a couple of big contracts.
Right there.
And then he could just like buy a jersey and sit there.
Now he's there on Cuban's dime? This is ridiculous. No, it's insane for him to even to want to do this. If they offered him, he should have said no. I just fucking retired from the NFL after getting cucked out by some other dude, Dak Prescott.
It's direct
press
quote.
release.
I've just been cucked out.
No, I've been cucked. I watched Dak Prescott bang my fucking chick. And taught me why he was doing it.
And now he wants to go on television.
Here's Vito's thing that I would send him on a trip to do. Mm-hmm. To go on that pool. I don't know which one of you guys found this pool in Italy that hangs over the fucking streets. But it's up on the iBang. Look how slow Chris is.
It's this internet here.
I know, but everybody else does it perfectly. Even when I had fucking Vito in here the other day, he had his internet up so fast. Why do I even bring up things then if I can't ever see them?
Anyway,
Anyway,
want to see them.
this fucking pool All right, you know how they have that thing in Chicago where you can walk out on the glass?
Yeah.
They got a fucking pool that hangs over the building. Yeah. Now watch. It looks like you're walking. It looks like you're stepping off the fucking building, to be totally honest. Except for there's a pool there that you can swim. They say it's 2 million feet in the air.
Get it up there.
I don't know. I think it was already there when they bought it.
Right.
But watch this. You're walking along the pool. Look at this.
What?
Could you do this?
Shit.
Could you do it?
That's insane.
No, this is my thing. I think I'd be swimming around on it, but I wouldn't want to step on the glass.
Yeah, isn't that weird? I was thinking the same thing. Like, I would be like doggy paddling over it. And so that would be helpful somehow. But I think it would be impossible for me to step on that glass. So it's like a glass bottom pool hanging over a street at a ridiculous height.
2 million feet. That's 2 million feet.
2 million feet in the air.
That's at least as high as we are here.
Yeah, it looks like
you get in the pool in our hallway, just dive out. Well, Chris can't swim. He would drown fucking 2 million feet in the air.
Assuming I could swim, I'd start vomiting once I got over that. I didn't think I was.
If you vomit in that pool water, we got to replace it all. Now, there's a picture from street level below that.
So that's the building.
Yeah,
and then there you can see the little blue.
Yeah.
Man, that's absolutely insane. I don't think I could handle it. And you're right. I would be doggy paddling. For some reason, I don't think I could step on the glass. It would just be too bizarre. But that looks like a nightmare.
Yeah, I didn't think I was afraid of heights, but that fucking weirded me the fuck out.
You don't have any issue with heights?
I guess I do. So that fucking video just made me fucking feel weird.
But when you go to, let's say, you're in a hotel, can you go up to the edge of a balcony if it's many floors up? Can you just, be at the edge of a balcony?
Yeah.
A glass floor.
The glass floor, no. The glass floor is fucked up.
You just said you could walk out there. That's what we're talking about. None of this has to do with the fact that you seem to be afraid of heights.
I guess I am.
Yeah. This is where Zito is having his wedding. You have to swim out into this pool.
Jesus Christ.
Face two fears at once.
Have you seen the girl you're going to be walking with?
Yeah, I'll show you a picture.
Good.
Nice.
You going to go for it?
She has a boyfriend, but I would love to break up the relationship. So yes, I am. That's a yes.
And Chris also found out the accent color for us that he will be wearing.
Oh, what's that, Chris?
Pink, I believe.
Yes, he will be wearing
of course it is.
Pink tie.
That fucking fits Zito perfectly.
And a pink pocket square.
What are you guys going to do at the bachelor party? All blow each other?
Go on the left.
Well, isn't she sexy? Look how but she's going out of her way to put sexy face.
She is a sexy face.
Should we put this up online to show everybody?
No.
Here's the person Chris Stanley vows to bang.
I will promise to always bang you.
Oh my God, she writes, when we were a little cooler but still badass. I'll fucking knock you both out. How's
Why?
that for saying that they're badass? I hate when people aren't badasses, but they throw it in because they've got a glare. So this is her? Oh, this dude is so much better looking than you.
He's got good hair.
No, he's fucking an attractive man.
I'll give him the hair.
No, he's very attractive, Chris.
Whatever.
It's not just the hair. It's
well, then why
face.
is he join the league then?
He looks like a movie star, dude.
Strong jaw.
And I don't?
Yeah, the jawline.
Even Gleason couldn't make it in film. I mean, if anything, you're a variety show once a week.
Oh my God.
I'll take that. And the hustler.
Will you dance with her? Will you give her her first dance?
That dude's going to be there, man.
I know. So the boyfriend's going to be there. So it's a fucking problem.
No, the problem is she's out of your league, is it?
Right. You need
Bullshit.
to find your league. The league.
I'll show her.
What?
Joe in Virginia. Joe, what's up?
Hey, man, I just wanted to talk about that crazy pool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Could you imagine if, even if you had, your legs in on the side of it and, that outer wall broke, all that water and everything in that pool is going right over the side of the building.
Yes, but you would say that about any structure, right, that there is. Imagine if the building tipped over.
Yeah, I mean, it's not
Everything would fall.
It's not made of kiddie pool material.
Like
Then yes.
No, I'm talking about the water.
Yes,
Value.
water. It would all go down. There's no doubt about it. But again, anytime that you're in a stilt house or whatever, and you have that thought, get it out of your mind.
Yeah.
If you're in an elevator and you're like, what if this snapped and the brakes didn't fucking work? Get that out of your mind.
Yeah, not
Don't fucking
good.
focus on it.
All of these things would be bad.
My go-go Romeo.
I'm going to be on an Everclear kick.
Father of mine. Stop it, Everclear. You fucking stop being a baby.
There's a line in that song that I always misheard because it says something like, I think the line is summer days can lead to the bad blood, but I always thought it was summer days can lead to the bathroom. And I was very, very confidently singing that when I was like middle school.
Well, you embarrassed our whole family.
I know.
You embarrassed everybody.
I did.
Like when Chris puts this fucking box on and walks out there and they drop pig's blood on him.
This whole thing is a prank. What the never was a wedding.
Dude, you could be wearing fucking shoes made out of cocaine and you still couldn't steal that girl away.
These are my cocaine shoes.
No, I'd be hanging out with you.
No, I'm going to leave with this guy with the cool jaw.
Come put the shoes.
Seriously. You stand no fucking chance.
I have 15.
Plus, she looks very superficial.
Look, man, I'm going to go for it. It doesn't matter to me. All right? I don't care if she's a fucking boyfriend. I don't care if she's superficial. I'm going to take my shots.
Yeah. Do yourself a favor and don't do it on the beach or next to the pool. Do it when it's really dark and she's been drinking for a while.
Exactly. That's the plan.
You'd have a better chance hooking up with Great Jaw than you would with her.
Chris, have you bought swim trunks yet?
No, I don't have swim trunks. I don't have anything. I got to get a lot of fucking suntan lotion or whatever. I don't even know what it's called. Because last week
you want sun is sunblock.
Sunblock.
You don't want any oil or lotion.
He's like, this will protect me. He's just based in like a turkey.
Putting on baby oil. Baby oil with a little bit of ink in it.
Because I burned my chest last week because I was out in the sun.
Where were you at in the sun?
Out in the sun downstairs. At 11:30. My fucking chest got red. I'm fucked.
Your chest is really red. Like, there is just a red V.
Good. That's the base you need for your trip to St. Martin's.
He's going to be bright red everywhere, but then a triangle of brown. Because he had started his
he's
face.
going to look like fucking Superman if Superman was a fucking Jackie Gleason.
When I went to Jamaica a few years ago.
Why'd you just pronounce it like that?
Because what's wrong with saying Jamaica?
But you said it like Trump says China.
I know.
You're like, Jamaica.
Do that again.
Jamaica.
There was anger in your voice when you said Jamaica.
Well, I didn't use sunblock the first day, and then I was just like pointed at and talked about by everyone else at the resort for the rest of the day because I was fucking red. It was not good.
That sun is not like the sun up here, like not even like the summer sun.
No.
It cuts through you.
It's going to be bad, man.
Yeah. How many days are you there?
3 or 4.
3 or 4 days. You'll be burnt to a fucking crisp.
I'm going to be toast.
You might as well get in an oven for 3 or 4 days.
Toast, bro.
You should get a base tank. Go to a suntan screen. Go to a tannery.
I'm not going to a tannery.
Come on,
it's not even called a tannery.
Like a nunnery. Get thee to a tannery. John, what's up, buddy?
Not much. How y'all doing?
No, nobody's business, John. We're just people.
You guys, man.
All right.
Ball busters.
Yeah, what are you going to do, right?
I know. Just enjoy life.
Yeah.
No, y'all coming down to Austin next week, correct?
Yeah.
I was just letting the guy know. You got to go to Oasis Restaurant. It overlooks the Travis River.
Okay.
I was there with my wife last week. It's a beautiful place.
What'd you eat?
Priced.
What did you eat good? Price doesn't. Price isn't a problem. If I'm going to go all the way in Austin and eat salmon, I'll kill myself.
No, they got salmon, they got ribs, you got to go if not for the food, for the scenery.
Yeah. All right. The Oasis.
It's a beautiful place. Oasis. Right. Yep.
Beautiful ambiance.
It looks like I'm looking at a picture from 1978 of it. All right, Jen, thanks for that. I hate saying this in front of Vito, though. You know?
I know. It makes me feel so bad because I did want you to go really
Then why did you do the Tebow thing?
I didn't. I just added, the truth.
No, but you
I didn't say the
that.
salad thing, but.
Yeah, who knows who said that?
Stop smacking back at others, too.
Accept that you're not going.
I really want to go. I'll do anything.
Well, then go do Sam's show.
No, I'll do anything in order to go, and I don't do anything else.
What are you saying? You would eat anything? I mean, what are we going at?
How far are we willing to take this?
Yeah, how much you were willing to degrade yourself?
Whatever you want me to do to go on this trip, I'll do.
Leslie's at work right now going, oh no, Vito's not going to the big show.
We're bringing her heart, too. This is a vacation for me.
Oh, is that right? She's going to have some men friends over?
Some dudes.
I'd like to not think that.
Why not?
Why? Why do you
That's not...
worry about your mom's dating life? That's a terrible thing.
She's allowed to do nice things.
Yeah.
She deserves good men in her life.
I don't like the way you say it.
Well, you say men like they're pulling train. I don't think that's true.
Hey, it's 2017.
By the way, she looked great last time we saw her. She was unbelievable.
Yeah.
She's a very attractive woman who deserves to have a good time.
Hell yeah.
She looks like she's always ready to put the pedal to the metal. You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean.
Did Bannon really call Jared Kushner a cuck?
Those are the reports coming out. He calls him a cuck and a globalist, and to other aides.
Well, he is Jared. Is this Jared?
Jared Kushner.
Kushner, yeah.
He is a Democrat. He's a Jewish Democrat from New York.
Yeah.
Well, New Jersey, actually, but moved to New York as soon as he got the fucking opportunity, like anybody would in his position.
Now, why specifically, other than just a blanket, calling someone a jerk, is there a specific reason that he was calling him a cuck?
He's acting like Trump is with his own daughter.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that. So if I was Trump, I'd be like, wait, cuck?
What are you saying?
He also calls him a conservative cuck as well.
Well, that's a good one, though. I mean, that's good because it's part conservative, part cuck. You know? That's the kind of wit that I go for. He used to be Bannon's buddy, right?
Yeah, we right here together.
How come you never book him on the show? You know we're all fans here.
I can see what I could do. I heard he doesn't do a lot of media now that he's got that spot, though. He doesn't even do Breitbart anymore. Like, he doesn't call in or...
Yeah. So that's why this could be your big thing.
Okay.
You get him before Monday's the latest.
All right, I'll talk to the person who works with him now and see what I can do.
The person who works with him.
Well, I have a friend
You don't have his fucking direct line.
No, I don't have his direct line.
Do you have an email? What do you got? Come on.
No, I have connections to him.
Do you have my direct line?
I do.
Then what the fuck gives you the right to act like I'm less than Bannon? Or you couldn't contact him directly?
I've just known you longer than I knew him. We only ran together for a little.
You never ran with anybody.
Where are you guys running to?
You're just running these streets, you know?
I doubt that.
I doubt everything that you're saying.
In the streets together.
That was us. Me and Steve.
Calling people cucks.
Talking about Seinfeld.
Maybe this is, you know that place, that barbecue place that you gotta stand in line forever?
Yeah.
Franklin.
Maybe that's fucking Vito's job.
Oh, that could be a good job for you.
You're out there every morning, 7 fucking straight hours in the hot fucking sun.
That sounds perfect for me.
And you're in a G-string.
If I have to do that, I would.
Oh my God.
That's how badly I want to go to Austin.
See, it has nothing to do with the work.
No, but
you just want to go to Austin.
I want to be there. I'm really excited for Eddie Pepitone. Really excited for Sal. Comedy 101.
Yeah, you're not doing any of those jobs, though.
I'll be there, for them, helping.
How? How do you fucking help? Does he help at any of the Unmasked here, Chris?
He helps set up the Unmasked.
Oh, okay, so you're turning it around and going in the other direction. That's smart. It's good radio.
But
no, it's too fucking late. You had a chance to put your fucking knee on this guy's neck. You could have lied.
Chris helped you.
Just look around. You see a judge here, a Bible. The fucking thing to do is no, Ronnie doesn't do anything. That's the fucking angle. That's the gimmick. When you were explaining to Sam while you're joining the show.
Oh, shit.
Oh, my God. We're losing a lot of staff.
Who does Sam got for a trade?
Let's see. He has Adrian, Travis.
You said enough. Adrian. Adrian for Vito and Chris. Period.
2 for 1.
Yeah. And then I'll probably have to throw some cash in.
Oh.
Say there'll be another $700 coming his way. For the baby.
I thought we could at least get Adrian and Derek for these two.
There's no way Sam will go for that.
He knows what he's getting.
He'll have these two guys in chickens fucking suits before you know it.
I don't want to wear a chicken suit. I just want to be with you guys.
You're starting to sound like a child now. You sound like a fucking child. You gotta fucking follow the fucking way conversations are going. You saw what happened when I caught Chris sleeping. Oh no, Ron, he does a lot of work. We're very happy with the work he's doing for Unmasked. As a matter of fact, I'm in awe. I'm in awe of him right now. I'm going to stop the ball busting at this moment to let you know he really puts chairs up.
I'm glad you guys are getting along at least.
Yes.
I mean,
this is his fucking attorney.
I've never
this
seen
is his
this.
attorney right here.
See this cup? It came out of my own mouth.
Hey, stop it. All right? Look, I like busting balls as much as the next person. But Vito deserves all the credit in the world for what he does for Unmasked. My God. He does the work of 10 men. He literally does the work of 10 men. You know what, Chris?
Yes.
You love him so much. You stayed in your room and fucking St. Martin's. And you get him, you pay out of your pocket for a Mac Chick Tux for him.
Oh, shit.
and get him a pillow and say that he's the ring bearer. Because that's the fucking love you have for him.
I'd love to be ring bearer. If you can make that happen. Am I your +1 now?
I guess you're my
Oh,
+1.
that's great, because you're not bringing anyone.
You better be fair to the caterer and put him down as a +2.
I'll take the chicken and the fish.
No steak?
Oh, that too?
I can guarantee you right now, I could tie some chairs to a puppy and have him do the same fucking Unmasked setup.
That's adorable.
He's just dragging it in.
He's so helpful.
Yeah, he is. He's good at that.
Don't think a puppy would be better than me.
Hey, if you're going to look at a viral video online, one of the cute ones, would you rather see a fucking puppy or a baby? I'll be totally honest.
Yeah, this is a difficult one for me because I like both, but I think I prefer baby videos to puppy videos, even though I love them both.
Puppies.
Jen?
Baby.
Puppies. I feel uncomfortable watching children.
I forgot you touch kids.
I don't. I just
So
don't
why
like,
would you be so uncomfortable?
Yeah, what's uncomfortable about it?
don't like
There's
babies.
a new baby in my building, right? So the mother now this kid's, I don't know, a couple months old, 3 months old or something. I don't know, maybe more, maybe 6 months. I can't tell when I look at a baby. So she's like, here, look at my baby, right? So we're just like doing like, hey, how are you? This baby gets the biggest fucking grin on its face and then put its hands over his fucking, like, you saw a baby get embarrassed. How do you even know before you see it happen in real life? How do you know being embarrassed of your big, dumb, toothless fucking smile is something even to be?
Why do you have shame already?
I was thinking about that baby like 2 days later, like, why is that baby embarrassed?
That's really peculiar, right? Like,
I don't know.
But there are a lot of things that just come naturally.
Right.
That for whatever reason, nobody has to teach you to feel that way or to think that way.
Why would shyness or embarrassment even exist? And it was a shy embarrassment. Like, I can't believe everybody's looking at me.
Right.
And the baby was like, I was just sleeping a couple minutes ago. No, I must look like a mess.
I don't even have my booties on. This is terrible. I wasn't expecting company. Still look.
There was some backlash and then some pro because Amy Schumer was in a bikini on one of these big magazines. I don't know which one. It's up on the iBang now. But I don't like the body shaming or the body enjoyment of my body, you know. Celebrate the body, you know, just
right.
Both of these things they come up constantly, and
so
this is who she is.
You don't like body positivity or negativity.
Yes, I don't want any. Just don't. It's Amy. We know her,
right?
You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing even to say now.
Now, what's the issue that people are taking with the cover photo?
They think that she's not. What's the name of that magazine?
Self.
They think now. If you look at the cover photo, it's so stunning.
Yeah, it's very nice.
It's probably photoshopped even a little bit, like they do.
Yeah. It could be. I mean, she's also in like full makeup and, you know.
In a pool above the street. She's too many feet brave. In the air. But there's nothing even to comment any other way on this. But the internet fights with itself constantly.
Yeah. Either she's so brave for doing this, which she says is like her least favorite thing to hear, even worse than people calling her fat. When
she just looks like a person.
Right. But she said she hates when she hears someone like, that was so brave. And you're like,
that's why she's saying like me. She hates both sides of this argument. Why can't you just be there as Amy at the fucking beach? And she's got a movie coming out with Goldie.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, we know Goldie's gotten older. So you don't need to remind us. She's gotten older. The thing that she does, if you attempt to body shame her, she puts up more bikini pics.
Right.
That's her gimmick. But she looks fantastic.
Yeah.
And if you were at the beach with her, you'd be very excited.
Yeah, she looks great. It's a fantastic photo. I don't see that there's anything.
So I guess it's because it's In Style magazine. Okay. Why does she belong there? Is she in style? I don't know. I've never liked what was called a ladies magazine.
What, like just a regular fashion magazine? Or
I don't know what I'm looking at, but a fashion magazine would be one thing. But just like whatever ladies look at those pictures all the time. Because it seems like there's almost no articles in a ladies magazine. I don't read them, and I stay away from anything that's just like 7 tips to, and you're like, you probably should not. But I do want to find out which friend I am. I'll take any fucking test like that.
I always do.
Please let me be Chandler.
But yeah, if it's something like 4 ways to get your best bikini bod, then you're like, don't take advice from me.
Are you ready to eat nothing but grapefruit?
I guess so.
Also up on the iBank today, the sexiest sex movies on Netflix. I'm glad there's a list like this because I never know where to look. There's too much.
Yes. So this is like how some, because Netflix obviously has a rating where you can't, it's like they don't want porn on there. But these are the movies that kind of go right on the edge that you're like.
Edge of porn.
Yeah. On the edge of porn.
Sexy movies that could be released as a movie. All right. Let me hear some of these titles, Chris, to see whether I'll look them up or not.
All right. This is Starlet. From 2012.
Never heard of this.
This one I was not familiar with.
It was like, remember the other day that we never heard of that Alec Baldwin Lolita ripoff movie?
Yeah.
I'm like, how does that get by us?
I have no idea. And I had never seen a trailer for that, never heard any.
Is Starlight an American movie?
Yes, it's an American film.
Starring what?
Dree Hemingway, the great-great-granddaughter of Ernest Hemingway.
Well, see, this is something I like to say because I've gone through all the Hemingway granddaughters. I have. The Hemingway granddaughters, there's always been one that's been a sex symbol throughout my entire life.
Yeah, this is one, I don't even know anything about her, but now it's on my list for a sexy sex film.
Okay. Give me next.
Nymphomaniacs Volume 1 and 2, Lars von Trier movie.
Here's the thing. It's just like, Kill Bill. There's too much talking in the second one, too much action in the first. No, I don't know. I know nothing about this. I haven't seen it.
I didn't see them.
I heard that there was awful things that take place.
Yeah, that's why I avoided it, not because of the sex stuff. Because I felt that way about his other film, Antichrist, which...
Torture and all that.
Yeah, there's horrible torture. But in the beginning, there's a sex scene that's like quite graphic. And it's like...
Willem Dafoe?
Yeah, the Willem Dafoe in the shower. And you're like, did I just see penetration? Like, what just happened?
Yes,
like,
he penetrates. He's method.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, they called him Method Man for a couple of years, and then Wu-Tang stole it away from him.
But there's like a clear shaft shot, and in action, in motion.
Erect is what you're looking for, an erect shaft, where normally you'll see a soft dick in a movie. All right, give us the next.
Blue is the warmest color.
That's been around for 1,000,000 years, right?
This has been around for 5 years, I think. But this is one I hear about constantly because it's a very sexy lesbian movie, and it's like one girl figures out she's a lesbian.
But I saw a lesbian write about this and said there's too much ass eating, that there's not that much ass eating
really
in the lesbian community.
Surprising.
Yeah, I know.
That does surprise me.
What else?
Wetlands from 2013.
I haven't seen one of these fucking films.
I saw Nymphomaniac Volume 1.
What'd you think?
It was disturbing. It was disturbing.
Yeah.
It's like it wasn't sexy.
Yeah.
I don't want to be disturbed.
Now this is this one here where it seems like she's actively fingering her butt with underwear on.
Yeah,
so that's going to interest anyone.
Yeah.
Seems like there's a lot of masturbation in this film.
Okay, fine.
Antichrist makes the list as well.
Yes.
Well, we've already discussed.
Again, I would say if you're looking at it for the sex, I stop after the first 15
I have
minutes.
news for you, too. I don't like the title. You know what I mean? I don't want to get old school on you. That's not a very nice title.
That's not nice.
No.
I wouldn't watch that with you, Ronnie.
That's Buddhist. My mom will call almost anything Buddhist. Like witches are Buddhist to her. What are we waiting for, Chris?
Kink is the next film.
I gotta fucking go over there and massage you until you say it? Kink. I never heard of this one. Is it about Ray Davies?
It's about BDSM.
Or Dave Davies.
It's a sexy movie about both.
It's about the BDSM. It's a documentary about BDSM. But, I mean, I don't think a documentary counts as a sexy movie.
Well, it would depend.
Yeah,
You'd
I mean,
have to see it.
I don't believe I ever masturbated to a documentary.
That's not my business. I mean, it's really
What
not.
mainstream movie have you masturbated to before?
I've masturbated to Wild Things a number of times.
Oh, that's like...
What? Why?
That's like some basic bitch shit.
Yeah,
you know what?
Guess
It's
what?
so good.
He's a basic bitch. That's our guy. Look, I just want to say Vito's incredible at the Unmasked. I mean, what he does for us can't be measured. No Vito, no Unmasked, let's face it.
Interior Leather Bar is the last film on the list.
I never heard of this.
It's directed by James Franco.
Oh, this.
Oh, I did hear about it, but I didn't see it, and I did hear that it's incredibly sexy movie.
I will say this: after seeing Renting, being dumb enough to rent something I think called Not Him, starring James Franco, he may never get another dollar. He's in this fucking movie with Walter White, and I can't believe how bad it is.
It's terrible.
Terrible. It's so bad. I'm gonna fucking, if you want to just tune off right now before I do the spoiler, I'm gonna do a spoiler in fucking 15 seconds right now. Do 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 do. Spoilers coming, I hope you know. Alright, it's so bad kisses in the last fucking scene.
What the fuck?
Yeah. For no fucking apparent reason.
As Kiss?
Yes. In their full kiss. When I say kiss, two of them, they call themselves Kiss, but they're just the main two guys. They don't want to fucking throw any other fucking money over to the cat boy or whoever the fuck they are.
He's a robot too, right?
Robot?
Isn't one of the Kiss characters like a robot?
So you won't be watching Interior Leather Bar, is what you're saying.
Hey, Matt. Strong Island, Matt.
Hey, buddies, what's going on? Good afternoon, Bennington.
Hey.
So I listened to the Unmasked with Paul Shaffer, and it was awesome. I mean, I've been watching, I'm in my 40s now. I've been watching Paul Shaffer since I was a kid. And so my question is, you know, a guy like Paul Shaffer, obviously household name and, you know, truly talented musician, that I think the average Joe may not know truly how talented he is in terms of music. So my question is, can you think of anybody in any industry who's sort of like that, who's a household name, yet people don't know just how talented he or she is? Thank you very much, man.
All right. I mean, anyone who's watched the show knows that he's played with everybody. Anybody who's followed the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame know that Paul Shaffer has played for him. I didn't realize that anybody would think that he was underrated.
I mean, even if all you're familiar with him is on Letterman, when you're watching it and watch them pick up a song that is either referenced in that interview or something like that, and they're all just playing it, like that's always so, like that's very impressive.
He explained that on Friday about how he just does the chord changes, that if he's playing like the melody, those guys don't even have to know it. They're just hitting the chord changes.
Right.
And he's like, but I don't want to, get into all that stuff and bores people. I'm like, bores people? Yeah, that's fucking fascinating to me.
Yeah. So he's just throwing up the chords like this is around what I'm going to be playing.
Yes.
Then he's playing the lead on that, so everyone's getting it. And they're just accompanying him.
Yeah. And they're fucking good enough musicians that they just pick up tempo.
Right.
From me. To me, that's mind-blowing.
Yeah.
Mind-fucking-blowing.
That's crazy.
I love that Unmasked, by the way. Just, it's just, he's one of those guys that's just had a life that's just been filled with one fucking amazing thing after another. Like every day of his life, he had to come up with, I'm going to be kibitzing with, Don Rickles, or I'm going to be playing with Eric Clapton, or I'm going to be doing a sketch with Dave Letterman. I mean, every day was different. And then the fact that he went out and played music at night and all that. Personally, I didn't know that anybody would think that he was underrated just because he's been the band leader of so many amazing shows in his life.
And like you're saying, the quantity of experiences, you have to wonder like how much that can really sink in, because it was his life, like
it happened so much.
Yeah, and it started so young, which is having these tremendous experiences that you're like, that's not normal for anyone else. Right.
Like that any one of these would have been plenty for a lifetime.
Yeah.
You would have been, spending your time just talking about any one of your experiences. He just did a show the other night that it was like a charity show that all these different, fucking stars came in and played, and his band is playing with everybody all night long.
Right.
Like the old Motown revival shows that they would do, where it was a new singer comes out, but the band completely changes. Well, we were talking to Robbie Robertson. The band did that at the Last Waltz. You know what I mean? They proved that they could play any genre of music in the same, as well as their own music, which is unbelievable.
Yeah, and then still like keep your individuality, which is kind of interesting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Robbie, wrote those songs, and then he's got these three great singers, but all those guys know how to sing back up or just take a place, and you can see it on their faces, the enjoyment that they have.
Yeah.
Of just like, yes, I'm playing behind Muddy Waters right now. Levon hated that movie.
Did he really?
Hate it.
What about it did he hate?
He thought it was too much of a focus on Robbie Robertson. Everything that you liked about the movie.
Right.
He was like, when was he our leader?
Right.
You know what I mean? He's the leader? I don't know. So he spent a lot of years feeling a little pissed off over that. And his hardcore fans don't like Robbie now because of it.
Right, that they, you feel like you have to pick one or the other, which I wouldn't.
I never do anywhere.
Yeah. I love Levon.
Love him.
Yeah.
But I don't even know if he's my favorite singer in the band, and that's true. And I love Rick Danko, and I love Richard Manuel. Normally, who's ever singing, I'm thinking to myself, that's the best fucking singer. Right. But Connor was like, no, Levon. He just jumped right on it. He's like, fuck Richard Manuel. But if you listen to Richard Manuel sing, it's unbelievable. And Rick Danko sing, just listen to, it makes no difference. You can't imagine a better fucking song.
I agree, but I might lean Levon if I had to.
I don't blame you. Look, Levon's great. I'm not saying Levon isn't fucking great. Look, let's get that out of the picture.
I'm glad, because I was confused then.
Levon is to the band what Vito is to Unmasked.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's a fucking superstar.
Yeah. Incendiary.
Incendiary. Hey, man.
I'm incendiary, too.
Hey, Stepdad Mike. What's up, buddy?
Ronnie B.
Hey, man.
Gail, that was a great week of radio last week. I can't believe you guys gave away Eat a Peach, spoke with Robbie Robertson and Paul Shaffer.
That should have been immediately. That should have been a promo. All that fucking stuff at the same time.
It was awesome. And, you're just talking about Levon. I got to see Levon at the Barn in 2008.
Great, right? The Ramble.
It was amazing. And he had just started singing again. He came out and did a and it was like a spiritual moment. And I'm sure you guys felt that in the studio the other day. But your conversation with Robbie made me really appreciate the band again instead of being on one side of the fence there.
Yeah, it's the whole band. It really is, And the, unfairness that Levon might have felt about that, some of it was his own fucking fault. You know what I mean?
Right.
Whatever he sold. But I remember when Levon died, Imus was on some show just talking about a despicable person Robbie Robertson is. And I'm like, no matter how much you like Levon, or if you met him, or if you were even friends with him, you'll never be as close as Robbie and Levon were at one point. You know
isn't
what I
that
mean?
weird?
You'll never understand that connection.
Right, and that people do that with bands all the time. They feel like, I picked this guy and whatever. But no matter how much you feel strongly about it, they are the same and you are not. You're not gonna.
I'm sure Eddie Van Halen has looked at fucking Sammy Hagar and thought, I love that fucking dude. You know what I mean? I love him more than I've ever loved a woman. You know what I mean? Because you're that connected on stage. It's something we couldn't understand. But then we act like we're going to, we're like, Sammy's a dick. Dave was the fucking guy. Yeah, whatever. You can do all that shit that you want to do on any of that kind of sports radio. But there's that connection like we have with Vito and Unmasked, where he, you know what I mean? He's the lifeblood.
Yeah.
He's the lifeblood of it. And I was wrong to bust balls. I was wrong to bust
of the
balls.
guy.
Yeah, it is. It's just, we are like ropes hanging off the Goodyear blimp. So we brought up the Paul Shaffer. Nobody brings up the super tweet. We got a prize to give away now. What do we got to give away?
We have the signed unmasked poster signed by Paul Shaffer.
Which is, a collector's item. I don't know where you would put it. I recommend the laundry room. I don't know whether you went in your living room.
I would put it in a foyer.
What about the guest bathroom? Might be a nice.
That's nice too.
Hey, where'd you get that signed Paul Shaffer? Who's the big winner there?
It is Mr. _toe_toe. He's the winner of the Paul Shaffer signed poster.
Great job, Toe.
And this was something to do with the tweet?
The tweet, at Bennington Show, at Paul Shaffer, respected by every iconic musician. 33 years later, I wish I knew then what I just heard now.
I wonder what that means.
He felt enlightened by all his stories.
So he wished he always knew.
Yeah, he wished he always had the knowledge.
Maybe he's like the guy said before, he took Paul for granted.
Yeah.
All those years, you're like, there's Paul Shaffer doing his... Dave! Dave! That thing where he's just wearing Elton John glasses. Yeah. And we've never seen Elton John before and don't know where that keyboard look comes from.
Like a big mouth smile, with his mouth open.
You could look over some years and you could tell that Dave couldn't stand it too. You'd be like, okay. I think it was, Paul Shales was always rough. The Washington Post TV critic was always rough on Paul Shaffer and felt like he interrupted the show.
Really?
Yeah.
I never felt like he was over imposing in any way.
Well, even when he was saying Dave didn't like him to take a vacation.
Yeah.
Because Dave looked over and somebody else was there.
Weird him out.
This is odd.
I like the stuff I know.
All right. I'm going to give away another spoiler because I got to say this Artie line from last night on Crashing.
Okay.
So Artie says, spoiler, just turn off the show or turn it down for 5 seconds. Artie says, I was so dumb when I was a kid. When I looked at a globe, I thought the blue part was the sky. And I fucking laughed. I was still laughing a half an hour after Crashing. But I decided this from Crashing. I really dislike Pete Holmes' character so much that I feel like I could bully him or beat him up. You know what I mean? I feel like he needs a bully in his life. And Jim Norton and Artie were on there last night, and I'm like, Now, this is just the characters. This isn't real life. I mean, Pete's writing this stuff.
Right.
But I'm saying to the TV, Norton and Artie easily have a better moral center than the Pete Holmes character.
Right.
Because he's so judgmental.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they're so kind to him. Yeah. All these people are so fucking kind to this guy who is not even good enough to be a comic, and he doesn't have a place to live. And yet and then he'll act like, Artie, what do you think Artie, you're living the wrong kind of life. You're like, what the?
You don't have the answers, dude.
Artie is just an open heart to you.
But it's funny you say, like, he needs a bully. That's like it's like a pretty common feeling when you were young. Like that you were helping someone by making them a little tougher. You're like, look, somebody else is going to do this, and they're going to do it worse.
Right. But sometimes the bully needs to be straightened out. I didn't know how great Vito was at the Unmasked, so I needed to be straightened out there too. You know what I mean?
You learn.
I mean, sometimes you can get carried away with your bullying, you know? But at the same time, bullying keeps a lot of people from shooting their fucking dumb mouth off.
It's true.
You know? You
need a balance.
You need somebody in class to go, shut up, dick. You're a fucking dick. And then have that kid quiver a little bit, you know?
Right.
Because then you got to learn street smarts. You got to learn when it's okay to be an asshole and when to shut the fuck up.
Yeah. I mean, any bullying that I witnessed in school, if I had a problem with that person, I would take them. It never would occur to me to be like, this kid's been bullying another kid. Like, I never went to a teacher about bullying. I'm just like, you know what, you're a fucking cocksmoker.
Right. You're the fucking cocksmoker right here, cocksmoke. Right. And then that teaches you to interact in life.
Right. Exactly.
But sooner or later, if you just shoot your mouth off all the time, you're going to get smacked.
Yeah.
You're going to get fucking smacked.
My best friend in elementary school was a very effeminate boy, and so he used to get picked on a lot, but he would get mad because my way of defending him was not to say, no, he's not gay. It was to say, he doesn't know what he is yet. He's just young. And so we don't know our sexuality yet. And he's like, you're not helping. What you're supposed to say is, I'm not gay. And I was like, yeah, but it doesn't matter.
Is he gay?
Yeah, he is gay. Of course he is. Of course.
So he knew his sexuality.
No, he didn't. But what I was saying is, leave it open. It doesn't matter what he is. And he's like, that's not how you're supposed to defend me from the bullies.
All right. Now, you know how there's so many more kids experimenting that? You know what I mean? Like young men are experimenting.
Yeah.
What happened to Born This Way? We don't have a choice. Born This Way is out the fucking window because now you're just like, if anybody had a choice, they might make it.
Well, but the idea is that it's a spectrum of sexuality. Like there are some people who are born knowing what they are, and there are some people who are born curious about what they are.
Yeah, I don't think so. Because I don't think they would have been curious if they were born 20 years younger. You know what I mean? Like the fucking fact of the matter is, just because it's available now, people are going to take it. Just like in the same way, if you go into a supermarket, right, and you got a lot of money, you might buy a lot of different things.
Yeah, but don't you think that those people maybe like would have just had those feelings? It wouldn't even occur to them to act on it. They would just be like a secret feeling, like,
No, I don't think so. I think when it's open,
yeah,
it's fucking open. You know what I'm saying? When it's open, you can do it. More people are going to do it.
Right.
I don't think there was like a lot of people like, hey, I'm curious, but I'm not going to act on it. Then they fucking didn't have it.
But they probably aren't the same as somebody who's born knowing their sexuality or like having a strong feeling.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. What happened to Born This Way? Now all of a sudden it's like, hey, try it. Go ahead and fucking try it. Who gives a shit? And more people are trying it. They say because certainly that's how it was for girls when I was younger. Girls could try it without being put into a label. Or they could try it just to turn on dudes. Or like, you know what? What the fuck? What do I care? We're all fucking whacked out. You know what I mean?
It's not a big deal.
He definitely wants to do it. Let's do it. You know? He's into it. I don't want to fucking, I got nowhere else to go. My point is this. It's almost like it's stepping on the old Born This Way. I don't have a choice.
But
now, because everybody has a fucking choice, more people are making the choice.
Yeah, but maybe, don't you think being born curious is also a way to be? Like, that you could be born with like a non-defined sexuality?
Well, first of all, that would seem to be way more rare because the people before it became openly okay to make a choice.
Right.
My relationship with my buddies, right? When I was a kid, much stronger than my relationship with girls. Much stronger. We fucking loved being together. We loved talking. We loved hanging out. And then we went with chicks, right?
Yeah.
Now, that same relationship would be like, I love being with this guy so much. I love listening to music with him and going to concerts and smoking pot. Why don't we just blow each other? You know what I mean?
Right.
That never occurred to anybody when I was younger. No one ever thought, what are we doing driving out of here, knocking on some girl's window, hoping that she fucking lets us in at 2 o'clock in the morning. And by the way, I wish there was less of that was true, but it's true. We would have probably just stayed together.
Right.
But it didn't occur to any of us. And we were curious about everything in the fucking planet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We were curious about everything. Talk amongst yourselves. It's the Bennington show. Vito's still on the bubble, whether he's going to Austin with us or not.
I think you guys would benefit from me being there.
There's no doubt that I didn't consider how great you are at Unmasked. That fucking changed things for me. So you might not be there for 101. I might fly you down later just for the Unmasked.
We'll be there for everything.
We'll be right back. This is Bennington. It's the Bennington show. Back. Bennington show is back. So you can bring that music down.
The new Gail Meets Girls is up at the Interrobang. This is with Jessica Kirsten and Carmen Lynch, and I had a blast talking to those ladies.
It's one of my favorite.
Yeah.
You know, I've never met Carmen Lynch before.
That was my first time meeting her.
I saw her do, stuff on TV, and I always found her to be very, very funny. And then Jessica Kirsten, I just love.
Yeah.
I love her.
Yeah, she slays me. And they're both so funny, and they tell some incredibly funny stories, so go check it out. You can go to iTunes and download and subscribe to Gail Meets Girls, or you can download it from the Interrobang.
Just go to the Interrobang if you've never been there before. That's the best way. But very, very funny, man. Jessica gets into this thing about doing these house parties for Jewish people.
It's so incredibly funny, and it was very eye-opening because I was not even aware that was a thing that anybody would hire a comedian for a private party. Like, of course, I know that corporate events happen, and I've heard of that before, but I've never just heard like, oh, we're having a 50th birthday party. We should hire a comedian.
I can't imagine how good the money must be. And one thing about Jews, they will spend money on entertainment.
Yes.
But the money has to be astronomical for me to show up for that. But I heard this stuff from Aaron Berg that he'll go and do that stuff and go in and ball bust. It's like a bunch of guys get together and they're like Orthodox Jews. And he comes in and he just calls them names and blah, blah, blah. He just does rough crowd work on them. And he says he makes like corporate money into an hour.
Yeah, I mean, that's really how it came about. As for saying, for comedians, usually the most of the highest paying gigs are always tend to be the worst.
There is some truth to that.
The corporate kind of gigs are like, and then she started talking about these private events, and it sounds absolutely insane. I mean, most of the time performing in someone's living room, without a mic, just walking up and being like, hey, everybody. It's incredibly funny.
I would try to at least do 10 minutes on their bathroom.
And she also says that she usually gets to go home with some food. They'll send her home with a nice little Tupperware.
She says she actually brings Tupperware, knowing that they're going to have a lot of food there. Jews have a lot of food, and there is, I don't know, I'll say this about Jewish people. I think awkwardness is less cringy for them than it is for Gentiles.
Oh, yeah.
I think Gentiles can get embarrassed and never be able to recover from it.
Yeah. But they tend to lean into the awkwardness.
They lean into it and they make it happen.
And they'll even just say like, "Oh, this is an uncomfortable situation. Why is this happening?" And then they'll like talking about it.
I've actually talked about this on stage about Jewish women are like consultants for the city. And no matter where you are with them, they try to explain how the line situation could work better,
right.
Why people shouldn't stand that close to the train.
Sure.
I mean, they just can't let life happen.
Right.
They have to try to improve upon it constantly. And I'm like, there's no one here but me. I can't get another register open, ma'am. You just see, I'm just a fucking guy standing here with hamburger buns. That's it. That's all I am.
You're in together.
And the whole thing is, can you believe this? Yes. Everywhere I've gone, any store I've ever gone to, there's been a fucking line before I could leave. Sometimes it's a long one. Sometimes it seems short, but it's slow. So there's no reason for me to go over it. Let me think about other fucking things. You know what I mean? Let me put my fucking brain in a peaceful place and not just pick the scab. Pick the fucking scab until we're all bleeding. All right, that's my point. That's
I understand. I understand where you're coming from. It's frustrating.
I haven't seen the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame stuff. I don't know when it actually airs, but the spoiler alerts are all over. That Steve Perry did not sing with Journey.
Yes, I did hear that rumor, but I don't know.
I guess it's time for me to stop believing that, honestly.
You told me that I shouldn't, but I am.
Yeah. And then one of the guys from Pearl Jam put up everybody that on his shirt that should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. But you can't let everybody into a Hall of Fame. It wouldn't be a Hall of Fame.
Everyone from the band? From his band?
From every band that he believes should be in it.
Holy shit.
And it just goes on and on. You know what I mean? And like, a Hall of Fame isn't good unless good people are left out of it. That's the only way a Hall of Fame is good.
You're lucky that we don't just put in lead singers and lead guitar.
That'd actually be interesting instead of putting in the entire band. Yeah. Jim Morrison goes in. We don't know about the other three guys. Cause that's actually a fun fucking thing. We can start our own separate Hall of Fame where we only let in individuals.
The Hall of Famers of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Cause Elton John has used the same band since 1970 and they all don't go in.
Yeah.
Because you're going, oh, I get the focus. You know what I mean? But if the Stones were just called the Mick Jaggers.
Right.
Because, they're sitting around mad because 18 fucking drummers didn't get in from Pearl Jam. But I hadn't seen this or heard it. I only read it. So Letterman brought out Pearl Jam.
Yes.
And he led on because of their fucking stance against Ticketmaster that there's no more of that kind of shit that goes on, that there's no addict on tickets. And I'm like, well, first of all, yes, there is, and it's at a much higher rate than it is to go now. Like, Bette Midler is on Broadway.
Yeah.
This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I have the money to go and see her. And I'm still like, I don't know if I'm going to fucking pay that much money. I think I'll get pissed off while I'm sitting there.
Yeah.
If I'm paying $1,000 for 2 tickets.
Yeah, I mean, I had the same experience. Like, oh, that's something I'm interested in. And then you're like, well, I don't know if I'm ever going to be that interested in anything.
I think I'd sit there pissed off. This doesn't feel like $1,000 show.
Right. I mean, it was like, if you ordered a steak for that much, you'd be sitting there going, I mean, I think it's a little well done.
Right. Yeah. I'll fucking pick apart everything. But, it's even like first class. Like, you definitely want first class on an airplane. But there becomes a price where you're going, I'm not fucking paying that for your fucking first class. I'm fine in the back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because then you're miserable about not enjoying the thing enough to match the price.
It works better if Sirius pays for your first class.
Yeah, that does.
Then you're like, I don't care what the price is. I need the fucking leg room.
I can't wait to go to Austin with you guys next week. Please stop trying to take it away from me.
Why are you even bringing it back up again?
Because you brought up a flight, so I thought it was an easy segue.
No, look, Chris has already saved your ass. Chris already says that you're invaluable.
Well, I'm glad for you, Vito. I mean, you really were on the, you were on the bubble.
I just don't want to miss out on vacation with you guys.
Okay. You can't be calling it that.
Chris, you're not against him now. You're already for him.
He just called it vacation.
You just said you couldn't do Unmasked without him.
Look, now that you've given me your support, I know I can just
all right, it wasn't support. I said to move the chair.
Now, let me say this, though. You treated Montreal as if it was a vacation.
I did. I had a little fun. I enjoyed the open bars. I went to the parties.
And then Chris said to me, Vito said to me in Montreal, you missed it last night. And I go, missed what? Prepping for my interview? Because that's why I'm here. I'm not here to see Montreal because that would be a vacation. And I've been to Montreal on vacation. I love it. But this is work.
But as long as we get all the work done, we could do the fun things.
You don't have anything that you need to do.
As Chris said, I have the chairs.
There's going to be people there at the clubs to do that. Ron, don't let him go.
It's too late, Chris.
You already
can't
said.
fucking be that guy.
Look, I'm playing bad cop.
Yes. You gotta have consistency in your fucking life. This isn't one of your tender
You're good cop. That's you.
Look.
He called it vacation.
He's going on vacation.
It's not
I'm
vacation.
not.
We're all going on vacation.
No, we're not.
I'm going to work. You and Chris are definitely on vacation.
There's just some work involved in the vacation. Every vacation requires work.
Vacation.
My vacation's in St. Martin. At a fucking wedding.
No, that isn't a vacation. You're there to support Zito.
Yeah.
You dummy. Are you having a bachelor party for him there?
No, they had the bachelor party. I missed it. What happened was I booked the flight for the wrong week. And then I booked the flight for the week after the bachelor party.
Did you? Were you able to get your money back?
Yes, I was able to get the money back. But
wait, how did you miss it? It hasn't happened yet.
It happened. He did the bachelor party like 2 months ago or something.
In St. Martin again?
No, he did the bachelor party in Denver.
No,
Denver?
You're not fucking. He's doing too much now.
I know.
He's asking too much.
Destination bachelor party, destination weddings. What the fuck?
Yeah, you only get to pick one, and you shouldn't.
Because he's using all his flying miles from fucking the work he does here.
Banked up a bunch of miles.
They don't. For some reason, the company just lets you keip the miles.
It's kind
because it's on your credit card.
Right.
If not, they've got to give you a credit card, and they don't want to do that either.
Right.
By the way, don't you and fucking owe me some money?
Yeah, it's coming. It'll be coming this week.
I don't enjoy this kind of lifetime. This is how I start chasing people.
I know. This is about to be a shakedown.
This is like 7 weeks ago.
I know. It's a while ago.
He needs that money for vacation.
Yeah, and
Okay, motherfucker.
He's just bugging you. Why is he running the show and you're not? He's pushing your buttons.
By the
he
way,
knows it's not vacation.
Yeah, and then
I don't think he does.
And then you're the one who's the joke, not him.
Yes, you're the joke now.
It used to be him.
Yeah.
He flipped it on you.
I'm just going to be happy with my cowboy hat and cowboy boots.
Dude, now you're going to fucking say that? I want you to go there. We're dressed Western the entire time.
I'm going to go to a professional place, get fitted for boots. Hopefully they can make boots for me.
No way.
They're not going to have
find a cow big
They don't have the leather. They don't have enough leather goods.
We don't have enough leather or enough money that would take for that to happen. That'd be like that big fucking boot down in Texas that people drive by and take pictures of.
He just sticks his foot in there.
I'm going to buy a nice black hat.
You would see yourself as a black hat? You're such a white hat to me.
Yeah, he's definitely a white hat.
You're a white hat.
Well, no, I know.
If anything, you'd be making horseshoes.
I'm a white hat personality, but I'd rather wear a black hat. But when you guys go on vacation, would you rather go with family, friends, significant others?
Others?
Or just on your own, just like
2017.
Doing it yourself.
How many others are there?
You mean just one?
Well, I meant I didn't want to say boyfriend or girlfriend, or I didn't want to give all the.
No, it's just.
By the way, I just want to point this out. You know that we're going to Austin for Moon Tower Comedy Festival. We're not going to Westworld. Just get that through your head.
Can we go to a dude ranch?
Again, I don't know what you would ride there. I guess there's like a wagon.
I just want to milk the cow.
Ew.
You don't milk cows. You're not going to a dairy. You're going to a fucking ranch.
No, I went to a dude farm one time and I milked a cow.
And a dude farm is not a dude ranch.
Dude farm.
Cowboys are not known for milking, you dumb fuck. Let's get back to your early premise, you fucking maroon.
I think that's a gay bar in Queens, anyway.
Yeah, well, if he's there, it's a gay bar.
But, like, we're going on vacation next week, and I'm really excited to go with my friends. But I know some people, like Chris, likes to travel alone.
Is that true, Chris?
When I had a girlfriend, I like traveling with a girlfriend.
Yes.
I thought that was optimal.
Do you ever travel alone, though?
I never gone on vacation.
Interesting.
I don't think I have traveled back from a vacation by myself. Like a friend and I went on vacation and then I took a flight home and she went somewhere else. And that was very weird to me. Just being on a plane by myself.
Really?
I was like, I'm all alone.
That's how most people fly.
I know, but it was my first time ever doing it. And it was like a really long flight that I had to there was bad weather, so I had to circle. So it added like another 2 hours onto like an 8-hour flight. It was horrible.
I'll say this. There's nothing better or worse than a family vacation. That's the best that you can have because it's lifetime memories, and it's also the worst that you can have because you're trying to please people of different generations.
Yes. And when you're little, like, one of the most fun things to do is like an extended family vacation. Like if you're vacationing with little cousins, like other cousins of yours, you're just like, nothing could be more fun than this.
Right.
You're like, there's all these kids, we're all together. But then, yes, a family vacation has the potential to turn into a nightmare.
Well, somebody always end up crying or not getting what they want to do.
Right.
I remember one time we were at Universal when Gail's brother was really, really young. And so we get in the Universal and he had been watching Honey, I Shrunk the Kids on TV. And they have a place where you feel like you're little and everything else is big, right? It's Honey, I Shrunk the fucking tourists, right? So we get there and he's having fun and we're like, all right, let's go on to the next place. And he's like, why? We're at the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids thing. And that was like, and I'm like, oh, there's so many other things to see. And he's like, but we're here. And it was like so enlightening to me. And I'm like, yeah, I guess he's right. You know what I mean? So I just sat there. I said, play until you, and the hours went by.
Yes.
And he was still playing.
He was just loving
it. Was the Honey. I mean, imagine if you were really on the set of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Why would you want to leave, right? And that's
Exactly.
what it was. But that's the only thing that he knew. Like, what is he going to do? Go to the Ghostbusters thing? He doesn't give a fuck about that.
He doesn't give a shit.
Right.
He found, like, that was right in his wheelhouse. And he was excited about everything around every corner that to us was like, yeah, another big thing.
Right.
But he was just like, it's the
We're like, yeah, go and climb on it. I'm going to sit here and smoke since we still can do that in the park.
I think everyone should check out Auntie.
Yeah, we're going to go look at it. It's fun. But it goes to show like the difference that everybody, and I think it's even true of everybody, where like you find yourself in fucking Paris and you're going into a museum and you're like, do I really want to be in a museum or do I want to be drinking in a cafe? You know, what do I want to do?
Yeah. I had that happen when I went to Italy. I went really hard. Like we felt like we had to go to every museum and see every site. And like we were there for like a month. I'm like 2 weeks in, we're like, we're going to have to take like 2 days off. Like we're exhausted.
Yeah.
And then like at some point, like being an American, that you can't even fathom how much stuff you're seeing. And then it all just is like, yes, really old and really, really beautiful and important.
Yeah.
You're just like,
oh, a fucking candlestick. That's 1,100 years old.
and you're, you know,
It's a lot older than me.
It's like when you're an American, like something that's 100 years old is old. So then you're just like, yeah, I know, it is really old. Like the oldest thing I think I've ever seen. That's crazy.
Some people just use their vacation to get fucked up, to be drinking their entire, like you were 18 at fucking spring break, you know? And you'll go somewhere, and they're just fucking plastered, you know? You're at Vegas with them, and you look over, you're at the show, and their fucking heads on the table, you know? And you're just like, why am I fucking dragging around this drunk child with me wherever I go.
Yeah, when I was in Mexico, I stayed at a resort because somebody had a hookup for it. And I normally don't stay in resorts, but there was this couple who was at the swim up bar every day in the same spot from the time the pool opened to the time it closed. And they were fucking wasted. Like this middle-aged couple who, as far as I know, were there for 4 straight days, completely wasted. I didn't even see them on the beach. I never saw them on the beach. They were in the same spot, swam up to their little bar stool, and then just got housed.
Now, here's the thing. That might be their stress release. There's no reason
they're enjoying it.
Yeah. They had found their Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? And a lot of times you're like, there's a pool in your neighborhood. Why aren't you just all fucked up there?
Right.
Why are you all the way in Mexico? I fucking, I know I've told this story before. I'm going to tell it again. So I first moved to fucking Florida, and this is even before I met Gail's mom. A couple of buddies from Philly, hey, we want to come down and visit you, or blah, blah, blah. Well, what do you want to do when you guys are here? Well, we want to, just fucking hang out, but we want to go to Disney too. I go, okay. I fucking drive all the way across the state. We go to fucking Disney. And we're, 4 fellas, right? We're not fucking children. We're fucking 19 years old. You know what I mean? 19, 20 years old. So we go into fucking Disney. I don't know what we went. We went on that fucking Space Mountain or something. We went into Space Mountain. They go, is there a place to get a drink around here? I go, yeah, we can go to one of the hotels. So we go to whatever the fucking tropical stupid hotel is. I forget what it's called. I think Trapo. I think the name of it is Trapo. So we're in there. And we're fucking drinking boat drinks and we're doing fucking shots. So then we start fucking taking turns going into the bathroom and doing rails. Right? I kid you not. 12 fucking hours passed. We never came out of this dark fucking Polynesian bar that we're in, this tiki bar. Finally, let's fucking head back to Tampa. And all we did was go into a fucking tiki bar after paying the fucking price, by the way, to get into fucking Disney. Yeah, for the whole park and everything. And we're driving back, and my friend goes like this, and he's saying it totally serious. Walt Disney was a fucking genius, man. He's literally a genius. I just look at him, I'm like, yeah, we're all fucking geniuses today. All fucking now we're all gnarled up, and we fucking got to drive another fucking hour and a half. Try not to get pulled over the whole way.
He's a genius. I mean, he really figured it out.
But we were doing fucking rails off the urinals in fucking Disney. That was our...
So clean.
I'm not even kidding you. The motherfucker bought a stupid Disney shirt he was wearing. Another guy was wearing a fucking Hawaiian shirt. Like they were on vacation, right? They were on vacation, and I figured, I'm down here all the time. I don't give a fuck if this is what they want to do. It's what we're going to do.
Right.
They loved it. They fucking... You're on top of the world, Roddy B. You moved out of our neighborhood. A major success story. But we did nothing for 12 fucking hours but get whacked.
That's how you like to unwind yourself.
We didn't even see a fucking Disney character. Nothing. It could have been a fucking bar anywhere. They were on vacation. They were loving it. One of them saw a flamingo out the window. How are they so pink? Is it really from shrimp? Yep. It's from shrimp. That's the thing you don't fucking realize. It's the shrimp that does it. So that answers your fucking question.
Well, it's just like when you go with a significant other, I feel like it just turns into a whole bartering game where you're like, all right, if we do this.
Not if
I don't have that.
No.
Yeah.
I disagree too.
Yeah, I travel very well with my boyfriend. We've always, I remember, the first trip we went on, me being like, well, this is a good thing. It's like, if that person feels like going out and doing the same kinds of things or chilling when you want to chill. It depends.
Yeah, the barter, you're probably with the wrong fucking person.
Well, it was more just like if we go to this museum, I'd like to take a tour of the ballpark during the next day. And then it turns into, all right, that's fair because you're not into museums. I'm not.
Why would you want to tour a fucking ballpark?
I like seeing the.
Why wouldn't you just go to the game?
Because when I see the game, I like to watch the game.
Oh my God!
So
I can't fucking travel with you. You're not going to Austin.
No, but don't take away this vacation.
By the way, you're in a fantasy relationship that doesn't work. He has made up a person. He's made up a person who only has girly ideas, and he acts like he's with fucking Wilma Flintstone, and he's got to lie to her.
Like you have the power to change this.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to keep this world where we argue over everything, and she doesn't let me watch sports.
Dude, I love sports, and I ain't touring a fucking stadium. That's fucking idiotic.
I like touring baseball stadiums is cool because you get to see the dugout. You don't get to see the dugout during the game.
What do you get? You've seen
It's
one
a bench,
dugout.
man, and
It's
boom.
every fucking dugout.
But it's being down there that feels nice. Getting to be on the field for a minute.
You would rather pretend that you were a fucking ball player than be one.
No, it's just really cool to see that aspect that you don't see. Like, I just really like baseball stadiums.
I'm like, but what else are they going to say? They're like, this is 40,000 seats.
When I toured Fenway, they told me an interesting fact that the visiting team home club is the most hated one in all of sports. I found that interesting.
Well, why?
Because it's so tiny, and it's like made that the players feel uncomfortable when they're going there. Like even like a guy from the Rays a few years ago.
Well, that's because they didn't have fucking big locker rooms in those days.
Well, the home team locker room now is like 2 floors. Is like set up for them perfectly.
All right, you know what? You change this route. I'm going to start touring ballparks. This is all for you. This is really fucking interesting to me. I'm going to find out when I can get them down in Baltimore. I'm going to give them a call right now. I don't want to see the game. No, wait, the game starts at 8:30. I don't give a shit what time the game starts. I'm going to get there at 7:30 in the morning.
I went to the tour that I went to the game immediately.
And now tomorrow my girlfriend is making me go to a flea market.
Believe this shit?
Yeah. I'll tell you, I think is the worst kind of travel is 2 couples.
Yeah, I've actually never done it, a couple's vacation. But I've been offered it many times. Where
Don't
it's
do
like,
it.
Yeah.
Unless you're going to swing, don't fucking do it. There's no reason.
Yeah, I had it offered to me even very recently, and it wasn't a swing. Swing was not an option because it was a gay couple. I mean, maybe I wouldn't be involved. I mean, maybe I'd be the cuck. But like the more we thought about it, we were like, I just can't imagine sharing the space, trying to like. You would feel like, oh, you guys want to join us? We're gonna go walk down here. But
you know what else it becomes then? We 2 guys are going to go knock back a couple of Coca-Colas.
Oh, God.
You know what I mean? Like you're lying. You know what I mean? You'd be getting into lying shit.
And
it's just fucking crazy.
And then I also wouldn't care for the like, all right, well, if that's what you guys are going to do, we'll meet up tonight at 8:30 at this place for dinner.
Who knows?
I don't like now you're on a schedule. Like that, isn't that the best thing about a vacation is you're making up your schedule as you go. You're doing what you want to do.
But you're going to miss some things.
Yes.
You don't have a schedule. You're going to miss some things. You won't get down to see the dugout.
You got to keep on tour. You got to be there 30 minutes early for the baseball tour, or you don't get to go.
You're a big schedule guy?
Yeah, I like to, if it depends how long you're there. If you're there for like a week or 2, then like you don't have to keep a tight schedule, but if you're only there for a few days and you want to get everything in.
What's there to get in?
Well, if you go to a certain city that you're never going back to, right?
Yeah, I mean,
do you want to see it? Like people who come to New York, we think they're stupid because they go to Top of the Rock and Statue of Liberty. But this is their only chance to be here. You know what I mean? And they feel like they're going to go home and people are going to go, hey, did you go to Top of the Rock? And they want to be able to say, I did.
Right.
I went there. Did you see a Statue of Liberty? Mm-hmm. The Brooklyn Bridge? Yeah, I fucking did. You know what I mean? Because it's their only time there. Like, suppose you went to Rome and you didn't get to see the Colosseum.
Yeah.
Everybody be fucking bringing it up to you constantly.
I literally did that shit day 1. I was like, let's get this out of dinosaurs.
That's what museum, because I hate anything where your children crawl away from you. Because then if they don't come back.
Oh my God. Then they had this thing about senses. And so one of the things was called, I think it was called the touch tunnel. And it was like a really narrow, dark a maze in complete, utter blackness. And there's stuff that you can feel along the way, but you can get lost. And always there's one kid on the trip who has a straight up panic attack in the maze. And it would like be on the way on the bus on the way there, like, who's gonna freak out? You know, it's gonna be Dennis. There's no way it's like, and there's like no exit.
Yeah.
And they're like, I can't breathe. It was hilarious.
You're gonna die in the maze. All right, Jen, what was yours?
Fuck with that kid.
It was when we went to like this farm place, and I don't know why it was just like so much fun because it was like, you know, we got to like, you know, do like the cow udder thing.
You're looking like you're doing a jerk off though right now. Did you say her? She's like this. That's not a way to milk a cow. That's a way to milk a cow.
Take 2 cows and you milk right into your mouth. It's great. Well, you and Vito have a lot.
We called that mukaki back then. Yeah, Vito, you like the farm life too.
Yeah, I really like when I went to the Dude Ranch, and I hope we can go fit one in Austin.
See, this is another thing that annoyed me about your generation, Gail. You went to fucking Boston. You got on a plane.
Yeah.
I went to fucking Boston and I had to fucking pay for it.
Yeah. It was an optional one.
How long?
We went for like a 3-day weekend.
Jesus.
Yeah.
From Florida to fucking Boston.
Yeah.
Well, you're what, 7th grade or something?
Yeah, I was in about 6th, 7th grade.
But the thing is, it's like a tradition. Like people from fucking Florida go to Boston for some reason.
Yeah.
So you can't be like, I'm not paying for this because every kid gets it. It's like they're fucking
it's a rite of passage.
Growing up. But I'm like, Boston, Jesus Christ.
It wasn't even that great of a trip.
No.
I mean, we got there with like a lot of this stinks.
Yeah. Who gives a fuck where Paul Revere was?
I was really more about just like
being on a plane with your friends.
Yeah, being on a plane with your friends and then like getting a hotel room. And then one of the things was like we would be like allowed to stop and like go to shops, and one of the kids went to Spencer's Gifts. I'm like, he had all this like spending money, and he blew it the first night by getting a black light and inflatable furniture, like swing by the pad. Anybody wants to hang out?
First of all, that's the coolest kid ever.
And he was just like, got the makeout room ready. And we were like, this was smart. This was a really smart purchase. Yeah. I guess then like other people would be like, hey, if you want to come by, and they're like, no, he's got a black light and some inflatable furniture. It's really cool in there.
That guy's gonna probably owns a bar today. Mine always went back to 2 big things: Franklin Institute or the zoo. For some reason, I remember the Philadelphia Zoo, which was, I believe, the world's only concrete zoo. You get to see the animals inside concrete. So the fucking funny thing there was like a key thing where it would play stuff for you, right? Like they would tell you what you were looking at, and it looked like an elephant. You put the elephant's fucking nose in and turn it. All the kids wanted to do was fucking turn that. They didn't give a shit about it. So you wanted to rush to the next thing, to be the guy who turned your fucking elephant key before anybody else in the class was. And you just saw fucking 30 kids running as hard as they could with their elephant keys out. And other than that, I remember we fucking chucked peanuts at every fucking animal that was in that zoo. I mean, it's terrible when you think about it. Just bouncing a fucking peanut off a lion's face. We were just as hard as we fucking could. You know, if something turned around and growled at you and shit, you felt like you fucking hit a lottery. But all it was like, back then, was like just fucking, like, you just see a fucking sea lion inside some concrete working out, you know? Oh, freak the fuck out. There was a polar bear that had gone nuts in the way it was walking back and forth. It did exactly the same thing like an OCD. And it was just in this small concrete fucking box.
That's so sad.
Yeah, we were doing everything we could do to shake him out of it with peanuts in the back of his head.
Did it work?
Yeah. Did we put up the thing of the monkey? The Chuck shit?
Yeah. This was,
yeah. It's up on the eye, but what's under? Monkey.
Monkey does what it does best. Throws his own poo at people.
It's a weird title. I don't remember that stupid title.
I don't remember it either. Yeah, that's the monkey, all right.
Yeah. That's a weirdo title.
He's getting geared up. Oh my God.
Now watch this.
Oh no.
It's sticking to grandma's face. And
oh my God.
Everybody fucking enjoyed it rather than trying to help her.
Oh my God.
And look at her face.
She's so slow, the reaction time. She's just like, what's happened?
Look at the kids next to her, the joy and their face to see a woman who lived her life with dignity now is being pushed around in a wheelchair and now has monkey shit stuck to her.
A member of the greatest generation. No, just covered in monkey shit.
This is the woman who turned Hitler back.
It's so disturbing.
Because monkeys do what they do best. Throw poo.
The kid's face. They're pure evil.
How did those monkeys know that shit is a weapon now?
I don't know why they know to do it, but from what I can tell, I don't know if this is just caged monkey behavior, but every zoo I would go to as a kid always would be like, watch out for dung throwers. Yeah. And there was that place that was,
Chimp Farm.
The Chimp Farm down in Florida. It's closed now, but that was maybe even more
Jen would
so.
like it because it's a farm. I just did the universal jag-off. That's disgusting.
It's so gross. And the still of her face covered in shit. I mean, he hits her square in the nose, and it's dripping a little towards the mouth.
Oh, God.
It's really, I mean, that's pretty far he threw that thing, too.
Kurt actually knows this monkey. Hey, Kurt, what's up?
Personally?
Hey, Ronnie B. That is John Ball Zoo in my hometown, and that monkey is notorious. When you mimic and or mock him, he will act out, and this time it just happened to be a heat-seeking turd into Grandma's face.
What does he normally do? Is it always throwing shit?
No, because there's a lower level where they were sitting. It's like a look, an overview.
Yeah.
Below that, there's a mirror. That monkey will go ballistic and like come screaming across his little monkey yard, and he will smash into the windows and scare all the kids. So he is just, this is his thing. And they actually released a statement saying that he's going to go into some kind of chimpanzee detox for his aggression issues.
Well, look, he's in fucking prison and people are taunting him.
Oh, it's horrible.
I mean, the thing is, like, at the time that we invented zoos, right? We didn't know, there's going to be YouTube.
Right.
We were like, hey, kids need to see this.
Yeah.
I was just watching a fucking movie the other day. And I'm like, I think camels are fucking monsters. I mean, the way they were acting, the fact that people ride a camel, they have this crazy look on their face the whole time. Their head doesn't stay in one direction.
Yeah, they're really strange looking.
There are so many animals like that. A giraffe is a fucking freak of nature. An elephant, a hippo, a rhino.
Yeah. A giraffe looks like some sort of a beautiful alien. Like it doesn't look like of this world, but then if you like look it in its eyes, like it has these like gorgeous long eyelashes that are like a foot long.
Like Louis C.K. lashes.
Yeah, exactly. But
Vito, what's your favorite animal at the zoo?
I think it's a really basic animal, but chickens have a really weird face.
Oh my God. He went for chicken. We're talking about a fucking zoo.
He's back at the dude ranch.
Fucking dude
farm is in the zoo.
If you look at a chicken's face, it's a really crazy thing, and they have a scary face.
You feel bad for them when you eat them?
No, I don't think about it. I mean, like sometimes you'll get to the bone and you'll be like, ugh.
It is weird.
But then you just go about your business.
What business? The business feeding chicken?
Eating the next wing.
Jen, what's your favorite animal to say?
I would say a lion. Or like a cheetah. I love like the coat.
Yeah, you're a big cat girl.
I think I am.
Chris, what about you?
Panther. Give me a panther.
You're a big cat girl.
Yeah, I'm a big cat girl.
Me, it's been the same thing my whole life. Get a little hot inside these rhinos. I could never believe a fucking rhino. Could never fucking believe it.
It's a tank. It's like an animal with weapons on its face.
Having said that, a duck-billed platypus, fucking stone freaky.
Yeah.
Stone mistake. What about you, Gail?
I always liked bears. I liked any baby animal. Like if they had a section of the zoo where they had like the nursery, like I always loved that. But like bears, polar bears, all of those were always my favorite.
You know we're supposed to be getting pandas in Central Park.
I know. We're supposed to be
Can't wait to hit one of those fuckers with a peanut. Now, for me, and I'm going to be totally honest, I don't think I've ever spent as much time looking at anything more than otters. Otters have a fucking blast. They have a water slide going on.
Yeah.
You know, they make life look good.
Yeah, they're living it to the fullest.
But when I see a lion, I feel sad.
Yeah.
I'm like, that lion doesn't fucking belong here.
He doesn't want to be here.
Lion belongs in deepest, darkest Africa.
Now, has April the giraffe had her baby yet? I mean, I feel like this has been going on for months. Is April the giraffe is this one that they've got the cam in
San Diego?
Yeah. And everybody's been watching the live feed. And we were told like she was supposed to be giving birth like 2-3 weeks ago.
I didn't want to say anything, but she miscarried.
I feel like it's possible.
God, no.
Yeah, it was a breach. And they just, the little neck snapped. A little neck snapped like a breadstick.
Oh, that's so sad.
It happens, okay? That's nature, nurturing nature.
I think that there's some concern because she really was due a while ago.
Well, they thought it was an April Fool's Day joke for a little bit because they thought on April 1st, they were going to be like, just kidding, no baby. But then they said, no, she's really pregnant. So
you ever do this? You ever like to be like a zookeeper and you go over and go like this, like at the lion thing, you go like this, take out 20 and go like this. Hey, we want to go in for a couple minutes. That's always my joke. Hey, I want to go and take a look around, all right? So I can't let you in there. I go, okay, we're playing this fucking game. Let's do this. I remember when I was a kid, a guy fucking jumped over the fence at night at the Philadelphia Zoo and went into the polar bear place. Polar bear fucking destroyed him.
Just ripped him up?
Yeah. I think it was a polar bear. It was one of the bears.
Yeah.
And then when I was living down in fucking Florida, they came in the morning and they're like, what is Shamu playing with? And some fucking idiot high as a fucking kite had gotten into SeaWorld in the middle of the night, tried to swim naked with Shamu. They came in the daytime. Shamu was wearing this guy around his neck like a fucking scarf. And just like fucking toying with his dead corpse.
Just playing with him?
Just playing with the body.
Jesus.
The way you would, Chris, if you found a mouse in your apartment.
Yeah. You just batting it around.
Carry it around in my mouth.
Yeah.
Bring it to you guys the next day.
Yeah.
Guys, look what I found.
Look, he's proud of it.
This is for you.
He's fucking proud of it.
Look at it.
I don't want to, Chris. You're gross.
Well, when we hit that point where we say, Chris, you're gross, it's time to take a break. So that's our internal clock.
It always happens eventually.
We'll be right back. Bennington. It's the Bennington Show. You'll be able to come and hang out and see us in Austin. We've given away all the tickets we have to give away, but you can pick up a badge and see not just our shows at Moon Tower, but a bunch of them.
Yeah, there's tons of great shows. So if you grab one of these badges, you can go to all of the, I think it's like an all access pass to shows and podcasts. So go to austintheater.org, to purchase a badge for the Moon Tower Comedy Festival.
All right, we got a breaking news story out of San Bernardino, California. There's multiple shootings at an elementary school out there. So, apparently the early reports are, and this is just breaking on TV now, but I've read it online, and it seems that it was some kind of a murder-suicide that was set up. So that's happening now in San Bernardino, California. The shooter is down, and his condition is unknown. But, Chris, are they saying it's an elementary school?
It says an elementary school in San Bernardino.
Because I'm looking at pictures there. Those kids look pretty big.
Yeah, almost looks like it could be like an elementary middle, because look at, there's some little guys over there. So,
I didn't see the smaller ones.
Yeah.
North Park Elementary School.
So, horrible story.
Yeah.
At least 4 victims in the shooting. At least 4. But apparently the shooter is down, and it looks like they've got the kids outside of the school. And that's always an awful thing when that happens.
It's weird to think just in the
2 years that we've been doing this show, how many times that's a story like that has broken while we're on the air.
Yeah.
And then I'm sure for you, most of those horrible stories that have transpired throughout your career have happened most of the time. They happen while you're on the air, which is pretty bizarre.
You know, I had never once even sat around and thought about that. It hadn't even once occurred to me of like what time of the day, but it is weird over the years how many times it has happened.
Yeah, or how many times we've broken in the middle of something.
Just having fun and being silly asses like we were today. You know, keeping Vito out of Austin seemed like the only thing. Yeah. Chris came to his rescue, like, quite frankly, like a hero. I never thought I'd see Jen make the universal jack-off sign. Mm-hmm. Connor came blitzing in here and saying that he was taking care of 8 different things.
Yeah. I'm shocked. I mean, there's so many changes happen. And to see this connection between Vito and Chris, which we've been waiting for.
Call Around the World in. I want to see from an Aussie what they think about us when this kind of stuff happens.
Yeah, I'm sure that from a foreign perspective, it's got to be pretty weird. Around the World, Greg.
Around the World, Greg.
Hello.
Is this odd compared to other countries when you hear about a school shooting?
Yes. It just doesn't happen. Like, my entire time in Australia, England, the rest of the world, it's kind of big news if someone gets shot somewhere. So living in this country is a little...
Well, especially when you see, like, there's nothing worse than watching our local news.
Oh, it's hard.
And by the way, it doesn't matter where you are. You would think, oh, it's just New York. But you could be in Kansas and you're like, oh man, I don't want to watch the local news at 11.
Yeah.
I just wanted to check on the weather and sports, and I heard about someone being murdered in their home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then you're thinking, oh wait, I have a home. What am I doing here?
Exactly.
This isn't safe.
My parents live in Norfolk, Virginia, and you'd think, oh, it's a smaller area, and it's the same thing.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
No matter where you go. But elementary school. I mean, if you ever think of a place that you would assume would be a safe place. And now we know, like even when you're watching our, the TV shows, last week, that soap opera that we were all into, Big Little Lies, they bring up, hey, the kids have evasive classes like we do instead of a fire drill.
Yes.
They do evasive drills.
Yeah.
And I remember when I was a kid and it was a fire drill, we wouldn't even believe that there was a fire. Then we go, fire drill, line up. We go, why are we lining up?
Dumb.
We know this place isn't on fire.
It seems to be that way where, fire has become sort of, we're good with that. It seems to be school shootings.
Oh.
It's the thing that we need to prepare for the most.
So they're saying 2 dead, 2 injured in the school shooting. When they say a murder-suicide, I gotta believe maybe the guy came in for the teacher. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's possible. Because you're not, it's not a high school situation, so you're going to assume.
You don't need to think that there was an elementary kid that was shooting.
And then, who knows if the shooter is one of the people who is listed here because we don't know the status.
I don't think the news likes to put the shooter as. They
don't usually put the shooters.
People get very mad.
Yeah.
If they include the shooter and the dead, they want the shooter to be removed over into his own column. So you didn't see this anywhere. You've lived all over the world. You didn't see this. You didn't have school shootings anywhere else.
No. Well, in Australia, there was one. It was back in I think 1998, and it was kind of this big one. I think about 13 people died, and after that, they kind of shut down all. They announced all these gun reform laws.
Right.
So pretty much it's very difficult now.
And both parties, both sides in Australia said this is just unacceptable. Yeah. We're going to stop the gun thing. Now, is it a hunting country? Do you guys hunt?
Yes. Once you go out into the outback, into the away from the cities, you'll find lots of people hunting. But it's more kind of hunting for food kind of thing.
When we hunt, we like to put heads on our walls. You know what I mean? Like you kill something, you want to cut its head off and put it on the wall.
So beautiful.
Yes.
Show that shit
I
off.
know a lot of times with the amount of heads, and I fly to Africa to kill animals there
You
too.
do?
Oh.
Yeah, I go with the Trump sons. We all go together.
I didn't know you guys were close like that.
Mm-hmm. What I do is I line up the heads that I've killed. I do it all the way down from a muskrat up to an elephant head.
Interesting.
I just have it
Yeah,
by
okay.
size.
Yeah.
And a lot of people say this is too symmetrical. I go, it's the way I want to live. You know? I have 100 varying heads. It
Right.
gets just larger and larger.
But it is, it's an interesting story that there would be one bad shooting, and then a nation would come together and go, oh, what can we do about not having this?
And there hasn't been a mass shooting in Australia since.
Not since. There's been, murders here and there.
Right.
People using guns, but not a mass shooting since, no.
But don't you also kill each other with white sharks in Australia? You'll push somebody into a white shark.
That's actually kind of rare.
The white shark biting?
I thought that
I feel like it's constant.
I thought it
coming
was
out
like
there.
they're the shark attack capital of the world.
Yeah, but it's still like, I believe the statistic is that you have more chance of getting hit by lightning.
That doesn't make me feel better.
Yeah, I don't like lightning
Yeah,
either.
I go outside.
It sucks.
I go outside. Anyway, the story's up. Our CNN's already went back to Spicer, who is now saying we open the possibility of more action in Syria.
He's open to it.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to shut any doors.
Yeah. First of all, he's got the longest handkerchief I've ever seen in one man's pocket. That was long.
That's a scarf. He's just
Yes,
stuffed
he
in
puts
there.
his scarf all the way. It's all the way out as long as it can get, too.
Well, I think for Spicer, we should call him Melissa McCarthy from now on.
You,
in honor.
Can I tell you something? You're a rascal. Okay, that's that Aussie sense of humor that Mel Gibson had when he was talking about the Jews.
That was funny.
Yeah.
I mean, funny to a certain type.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not for everyone, his humor.
Well, I like my comedy to be bug-eyed and four-sided white. You know what I mean? I want it to come across like it's a goddamn madman talking at all time. I want to find out, well, first I'm going to get to the bottom of this stuff, but it looks like everybody's moved on now.
Yeah, they did not stick with that story very long.
Now,
everybody's...
Can I just throw out a thing here and be accusatory?
Yes.
It seems like it wasn't a white enough school for them to stay with.
Really?
That's just my gut. But I'll just say this. The white crimes are always covered more.
Absolutely.
Unless a cop kills somebody, then it gets very, very sexy.
Yeah, then they have something they can work with. But they have the same issue with, missing persons that,
The band?
No.
Nobody walks in LA.
No, that, if you have, a young white female versus a young black female, you don't get the same support. The news doesn't go after the story.
The news did have a black missing person today, Otis Nixon, the old ball player from the Braves, missing. But they made it seem like he was just on a crack run.
Right.
I saw that.
Yeah. Hey, Vito, did you see 60 Minutes last night? This is a news story I want you to be paying attention to at all times. So, look at him panicking because he doesn't.
Being mean to Jen.
You just stretched out Jen's headphones.
Good God, man.
All right, Vito, there's this kid playing in Japan, baseball player, right? He throws 102 miles an hour. 102 miles an hour. And he's their major league home run champion.
It's the scout.
It's the fucking scout, for real. This guy is a DH when he's not playing, right? And then when when he's not pitching. And then he throws fucking royal heat when he is. And he just won the MVP last year, and he's coming to America at the end of the season. He'll be here next year. Now you gotta figure he's going to go to an American League team. You're not gonna, it makes no sense to play in the National League. Now, if you're going to the American League, where would you go? You're going to go either Boston or New York. Yeah. So this is either the best thing that ever happened to the Yankees or the worst. But the last person who pitched and then was a home run king was Babe Ruth. You got to go back that far. That far.
And was Babe Ruth even pitching at the same time he was the home run king, or was that after?
No, he was still the home run king in Boston. But you could hit 11 fucking home runs back then and be the home run king. I'm not going to lie to you.
Small moment.
It wasn't before, it wasn't when he hit 60. But it is The Scout. It's the movie The Scout, the Albert Brooks movie that is terrible, and yet I've watched it 12 times.
Now, was this guy molested as a child like The Scout was? Is that known?
Does that happen in The Scout?
There's things where he was...
He was an abuse victim. No one ever said he was molested.
Yeah, I thought he was like hit or something.
Yes. What?
Abused? I thought he was abused.
Abuse is also being hit, Chris.
Okay.
You don't have to suddenly take it into what other kind of porn searches you do.
Please stop reading them all.
He'll definitely be a Yankee, though, because the fan base they got just from Matsui alone is crazy. Their Japanese following.
What's that?
The Japanese fan base for the Yankees. Like, I know kids from Japan who follow them harder than they follow Japanese teams.
This is the other thing, is there's a new thing that you don't get as much money when you come in if you're under 25 in this country. There's a cap on it. But you got to figure, if this guy is the deal that they say he is, he'll be one of the most famous athletes on the planet.
And he's ridiculously young. 22 is really young.
What's the reasoning for the cap?
Any way they can to hold down money.
Right.
You know what I mean? What's the reason for any cap? It's because they don't trust themselves to pay the market value. And then they go, we need to set up a cap to stop me.
This is good for everyone.
I mean, there's no one there that wouldn't pay crazy money for this guy. So they come up with a different reason. But he's going to have an American. First of all, I think he'll be the most famous ball player in America the second he gets here, if he can do this. And then two, he's got the Far East. He's going to be selling colas on two different fucking continents,
Like, just look at Ichiro alone, like how big of a fan base he's had his whole career.
Yes. And this kid's a freak of nature. You gotta go watch it. It was on 60 Minutes last night. And then 60 Minutes also said that every time you pick up your phone, it's like a slot machine. They are fucking playing games to make you go back and keep checking your stuff. Like, there's a reason. They've figured out your brain to how many times you'll go back and look at your Instagram, how many times you'll go back and check Twitter.
Man, all that stuff, and then the smart advertising where they know what you're looking at, all that stuff really freaks me out. I hate to see something that I Googled the night before being sold to me in like a Facebook ad.
That's like an Amazon ad. Yeah, it's like, you do want to buy boots.
But you can understand why that would be like considered progress. Like, hey, if you're interested in something, we'll get you the best deal on it.
But then it's just weird. Like, my friend had a baby, so I was looking up baby stuff. Mm-hmm. I was buying something for her. And then for like a good 3 weeks, everything that was being sold to me was baby stuff. And I was like, it was just for the one baby. Like, I'm not going to keep buying this baby stuff.
It happens to me all the time with reading glasses. Because I'll look up, like, I need a new pair of reading glasses. And they're like, more reading glasses? I'm like, I have my pair of reading glasses. Yeah, right. I gotta wait for my eyes to get a little worse.
We know what you like. Reading glasses. Yeah. It's like when your mom finds out you have an interest, and then for the next 8 years, your Christmas gifts and birthday gifts are about that thing.
Got you some reading glasses. Wouldn't be Christmas without it, would it?
Yeah, I have other stuff I like, though. I mean, I did appreciate those reading glasses once.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry I made a big deal about it.
Put them on. There's a clear frame. See, I have a thing with sunglasses that I like Nike's sunglasses, but I treat them so poorly I don't want to pay the price.
Yeah.
So I have to find some middle ground between cheap sunglasses that I hate to wear and expensive sunglasses that I'll just break or leave behind.
I do not like to spend more than $15 on a pair of sunglasses.
That sounds about right for me.
And if it's more than that, I'll go, oh, should I splurge?
But
maybe, and they're gone the next week.
I know.
But some $5 pair that I bought on a beach 6 years ago, I still have. And I don't like them, but I have to wear them all the time.
I have a pair of sunglasses on my head right now that are too wide for me. And I'm like, well, I don't have any fucking other sunglasses. So I gotta put these on because my eyes hurt. There's sun outside.
It's too bright.
And then I got to take them off and put on reading glasses. And all day long, because the future just is as dumb as the 1980s. All right, but here's this is an interesting thing that ties in. Well, first I'll tell you that they set it out like if you get follows or likes, that they come in bunches because they know that excites people.
Really?
And that it's all about dopamine, about how you feel, not just using the app, but how you feel right before you use the app. And it's the same kind of shit that they do in casinos. They want you to use their apps. They want you to stay on the apps. But last night was the first time in my life I had this crazy nightmare, right? But I was using my phone, my smartphone. And you know how like you can't find numbers to read? I was actually saying, Siri, call, blah, blah, blah.
Weird.
Yeah.
Now it's really part of you.
It is.
You know, like, have you ever had this thing? I don't know if other people have this experience, but like, let's say you get a new job, or when you're a kid, you go to a new school. It takes you a while to learn that environment until you start dreaming about it.
Yes.
Right? So you kind of have to know the layout of like this office or this building that you go to all the time before you can put it in your dreams. So now it's like that is set as something you know so well that you can dream about it.
Have you ever used the phone in a dream before? Like, have you ever dialed the phone?
I'm trying to remember if I ever have. Like, I can think of phones ringing in dreams.
Right.
I know that I'm like, oh my God, my phone has gone off for something. But I can't remember actually interacting and looking at the screen and seeing or reading something on it.
I cannot. I think I've used a landline before, but never
Yeah.
a cell phone.
Landline.
Landline, old school, you know?
But did you dial or did the phone ring?
I feel like I just used, I don't remember if I dialed it, but I remember using it.
Operator, please connect me.
Operator, I need Hubbard 54184 in the Hubbard zone. That literally was my phone number when I grew up.
Really?
Yes, on my rotary phone.
Wow, that's so weird. I didn't realize that you had a number like that.
Yeah.
The only reason I know that it exists is because I think it's a Marvelettes song, the Beechwood 5789. And I was like, I don't understand. And I was like, oh, that was a number had a word in it.
So is that old song, Pennsylvania 65000?
Yeah.
That's a phone number and it's still the same number of the Pennsylvania Hotel in, down across the street from Madison Square Garden.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So then the idea was just that you would say that phrase to your operator. You would just be like, this is what I need.
Well, we actually used to dial HU5.
Oh,
we would actually
right.
use the things.
Oh, that's crazy.
Hubbard 54184. Part of the old 215 area code, but we never had to dial area codes. If we dialed an area code, it meant we were paying a lot of money.
Right.
If you called anyone outside your area code, it was a small fortune. So it was like a big deal, like, shut up, your dad's on long distance. Like they would always tell you to be quiet.
Yeah.
Your dad's on long distance right now.
And it used to be like an out for family members on the phone. It's like, all right, well, I know it's long distance, so.
But
now
it's true, though.
Yeah, but now you don't have that. You can't even use that as an excuse.
Well, the thing was, too, is like if you got like a summer girlfriend that you tried to stay in touch with, it'd be great. And then a bill would come in and your parents would be fucking running at you like a maniac.
Right. You're like,
what the fuck are you nuts?
You ruined our life.
Even in the 80s, early 90s, like long distance services that you could get were like the number one commercial on TV.
Or even that you would just see phone numbers listed as the 7-digit number, like on a business. Like businesses, you would just have that number written without an area code, but you would never see a business without an area code written
No,
to advertise.
I'm going to ask you now, Chris, and back then, everybody would have 12, 15 numbers in their head at all times.
Mm-hmm.
How many numbers do you know off the top of your head?
I know my own, maybe 2 other phone numbers. I couldn't name everyone's phone number here, that's for sure.
I couldn't even tell you my own.
Yeah.
My cell phone number? No.
You can't say your own phone number?
Why would I?
You can look it up in your phone.
Yes. I have it right there in my phone.
Oh yeah, that's true. So you would never have to just...
Why would I put anything to memory now that I don't have to?
Yeah, I mean, I know phone numbers from childhood.
Yes.
And I don't know any...
Yeah, I know my original home phone number.
I know my mom's cell phone number, and I think my boyfriend's number, and I get it mixed up all the time. Like, I don't always get it right. I'm like, it's
careful
something...
with that. Don't you start dirty talking your mom. You know what I'd like to do to you right now? What, honey? Mom? Mom, what are you doing with this phone? But I thought that was so weird that I actually was talking to Siri.
Yeah.
And here's the other thing. In this thing, I was kind of lost, and I was trying to get help, but I'm so exhausted because I must not be 100% asleep.
Yeah.
I'm like, Siri? Oh, you know what I mean?
Right.
And I just remember being so exhausted in this thing. It's because I was half awake.
Help me, Siri.
Siri.
Now,
you're my only hope.
Did she answer you back?
Did you hear Siri's voice?
That's a really great question. I mean, you freaked me out by saying that. I know that the phone got through that way. Because even when I woke up, I'm like, oh, I've never dialed a phone before and got through. But I could tell Siri to call.
Yeah,
This is the other thing. I tried to call someone else. And I reached in my pocket and saw that I had taken their phone by mistake, too. All right, Gail, your Aunt Missy can't wait to hear your new Gail Meets Girls.
Yay, thanks. That's really sweet.
He goes, the last one wasn't so hot.
What?
I made that up. I tried to start a family fight.
It would take nothing for me to jump on that.
Oh, no. It takes none of us anything.
Hi, I heard what you said. You know what you said.
I'm not saying how I found out. I'm still keeping secrets. As I'm saying, I'm mad that you had a secret. Gail Meets Girls, how do we get
you can go to the Interrobang to download the new episode, Jessica Curson and Carmen Lynch. It's very funny. Or you can subscribe on iTunes.
I literally love, and I've never met Carmen. I think she's great. But I love Jessica. I love her as a person.
Yeah.
She's as crazy as she is on stage, and she is. She's the warmest, sweetest person that you'll ever meet.
She is. She's very sweet. But, you know, she had me laughing so hard, and I just kept thinking, I can't believe nobody else can see the facial expressions that she makes, because she absolutely kills me. Her expressions are so crazy.
It's insane. She has the expressions of like a cartoon cat.
Yes. That she is somehow able to contort her face in a way that it doesn't look human. So check it out. Gail Meets Girls, Jessica Curson and Carmen Lynch. Go to theinterrobang.com. And you can also follow at Gail Meets Girls on Twitter. There's a Twitter.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
See, I don't twit.
You don't. You're very strict. No tweet.
I should Instagram more.
Yeah, that's what the kids do.
I was part of... What was that?
Something's in my throat.
Oh, my
Because that wasn't a cough. It was like a burp cough.
It was something weird.
Something came from the darkness of your soul.
Were you worried that we weren't being sleazy for a second?
Now, what were you going to say? You were going to say something about your Instagram?
Who cares anymore?
I ruined it.
At this point, who cares?
I ruined it.
No, I was on Instagram as part of a mashup.
Oh, yeah. You did a mashup at the stand. That was very cool. I saw a lot of people sending pics. You know, it's like people send me tweets and stuff like that. It's like I get to check up on you. Like, oh, is that what he's up to?
Well, you know, I was on stage the other night. I turned around and the guy was pointing a phone. I go, are you taping this? And he's like, no, taking a picture. And I go, why? We're in a fucking club where we're drinking and enjoying ourselves and having comedy.
Yeah.
You're just sitting there pointing a phone at me.
I mean, I don't even like when people do it in social situations. Like if you're having drinks with friends and then all of a sudden just somebody's just like, what are you doing?
Action shot.
You can, I don't want to see.
I don't want that.
I don't want to ever see a picture I didn't pose for.
No, I hate those. I absolutely hate them. Cause like, 1 out of 100, you're like, oh, that looks okay.
Do you think that we could ever do what they've done in Australia where they got away from weapons, that we could take the cameras out of our phones so we could go back to just having a life? And then if you want to be a person who carries a camera, you can. Cause that used to be a very rare thing. To have a camera with you.
Yeah, no, we're just going to go farther with constant recording. I think it's going to eventually just be like your head is a fucking GoPro.
Well, those buttons will be GoPros on your shirt.
Mm-hmm. These will be little cameras.
But then people can't see themselves, and that'll drive them nuts. Because they got to show themselves dancing.
Right.
I mean, I think in the future, everything's just going to be in your eyes. You're going to be born.
In your eyes, light the heat in your eyes. So they're going to put supplements into your body to make you more of a computer.
Yeah, we're going to be half computer, half man. It's a fact.
Cyborg.
It's known.
I'm telling you right now, if I had a thing in my brain that I could just go through IMDb, I'd probably be happier.
Yeah. Oh my God, I'd love it.
There'll be no need for
I'll be like, oh yeah, I know Carrie Coon. She's great. No need. I won't have to look it up.
And I'd kill it, Doug loves movies.
No need for laptops. Everything will just be in your head.
Remember the little movie star that was on Doug Loves Movies with us?
Mm-hmm.
I went and watched one of her shows, not the other one.
Nice.
No. I watched
Kate Micucci, or you're talking about Aya Cash?
Aya.
Well,
Kate's in the same thing. It's
right.
Kate's actually great in this. It's called Easy on Netflix. And it's
yeah, I want to check it out.
It's kind of a hipster Chicago boys and girls guy, just living life stuff.
Sure.
What am I going to tell you about? You know what I mean? You've all lived life. You've all seen the movie Patterson, right?
No.
Oh, I have. Saw it over the weekend. I think everything's coming out now that was like La La Land is going to be on demand this week.
Yeah.
What's the one where the young black girls did math? I think it's called Young Black Girls Do Math is the name of it.
Hidden Figures.
Hidden Figures. Yeah. I've been dying to see that movie.
Yeah.
Not dying enough to go out to a theater.
No,
but
just dying inside.
Yes.
Good movie.
Inside I was hollow. I feel like I know everything about NASA, or as much as I can.
Yeah.
And then I see something new and I'm like, I didn't fucking know this story.
Yeah, and it's always been a big claim for the white man. We'll see the black ladies in
Why
there.
are you going to run us down?
I'm just saying it gets.
You don't
brought
think
up
we could have got an enemy machine and still got to the moon? We would have.
I know. I'm sure.
I'm sorry. Was there any black chicks on the moon? There was 12 people on the moon. All of them had a white American cock. Learn to live with it. The white American cock is the only genital that has been on the moon. And each of those guys both pissed and shit themselves.
Really?
There wasn't a bathroom on the fucking thing. So you pissed and shit yourself. And they hadn't even invented like Pampers then. So it was just the regular underwear.
Oh my God.
But it floated a little bit.
I could understand pissing yourself.
You know what?
Shitting yourself, really. I would have.
Dude, you're up there a while.
You are, but
plus I'd probably be shitting myself as soon as that first fucking rocket went off.
I wouldn't want to complain, but I would feel like it would ruin the experience for me. I'd be like, yeah, I like them on the phone, but I shit myself.
Wouldn't it be weird
I just
too?
can't get comfortable.
If like you're like walking on the moon or you're in the spacecraft and you look over and like the commander is like making that thing like a baby, you start to make that shit look.
And their face gets all red.
Yeah.
They scrunch up their eyes.
Like, dude.
What are you doing? Nothing.
I saw a thing this weekend that people are dying and overdosing on the diarrhea medicine that they give you for being on opiates.
Oh my gosh, are you kidding? Because like I've seen the thing of like, do you take so many opiates you have problems shitting? And I'm like, I can't believe that this is a thing that has to be sold to us as Americans.
It's insane, isn't it? It's alarming.
They just can't do it.
You fucking tighten up. You do the tighten up, they call it. Do the tighten up. Anything to plug before we leave, Chris? By the way, fun show today. Sorry about the San Bernardino news, but I wanted to put it out there to people.
I'll go to austintheater.org to get a badge to Moon Tower. That gets you into all of our shows that we're doing, the 2 Unmasked and the Comedy 101. That's austintheater.org.
Jermaine Lissier said, congratulations to Bennington Show on 1 year of awesome radio. I don't know what that would mean.
It's only been awesome for a year?
Yeah, the first year blew.
Fuck.
I love Jermaine Lissier, though. I no longer like movies and have nothing to do with them, but I still do like
But you
Jermaine.
still like him.
Yes. It's not his fault movies started to suck. Again, I try to get you guys to watch that Last Man on the Moon thing. Mm-hmm. Please do.
Yes.
Please.
I will watch it.
Really, Chris?
And Hidden Figures.
Huh?
And Hidden Figures.
I'm going to watch Hidden Figures when it comes out.
And Patterson.
But let's not stop kissing up to me. That's fucking...
It's unrelated.
Vito, you're back on the family vacation.
Yay! You're back in!
We're going to fucking rock out there,
Make
guys.
one mistake between now and then, and it's over.
You know that's not...
You know that you can't not do that?
This seems like a setup.
Yeah. I don't want to take you. I'm going to tour the ballparks of Texas. All right, that's it for us, Chris?
That's it.
All right, why don't we do this? I'll see everybody again in 1974.
Ladies and gentlemen, the evening is over. We hope you all enjoyed yourselves, and we'll see you all again in 1974. Good evening!